Okay, here we go. Where do I start? Oh, how about the minor mundane things that are easy to logically comprehend? We could talk about watch fogging. I don't know if you'll see that, but the fact that you can't see it too clear, short of Sozy. I can give you a comparison. That one's nice and clear, isn't it? So I want to get a shot of that with the camcorder because it keeps getting into a very small circle in the middle. It's a minor issue. The weather here, thumbs up. Hello, who's watching? Because my counter never works. It's a minor. Do you know what? Fuck it. I have to call the fucking city to report that they're giving people vaccines, injections, without wearing gloves or washing their hands. Okay, I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I did not get the joint rolled yet because I was expecting to have to 30 times. That's like a partial butt. I started sort of breaking apart. You can tell because the top's fucked up. I don't know if you'll see all them little hairs coming off of there, but there's a bunch. So if you don't have any, I'm so sorry, but I hope you get some soon. I'm gonna light this up. And it's 42 minutes past the hour. There is nothing useful on the news. I'm just
pimpin', we just pimpin' over here. No cuffin', we just fucking over here. And we about them dollars over here. Man, these suckers can't see me. Fresh dude, man, I keep it so crispy. Man, I keep it so crispy. Fresh dude, man, I keep it so crispy. I'm in this bitch with Junior, man. I'm in this bitch with Junior, man.
You idiots don't get it, do you?
Some hoes I don't know, but they love the kid. And it's life as a slut, let me fuck this bitch. Been gone for a minute, now I'm back
fuck,
again.
is this gonna get my channel in trouble?
Put a Mac
How's
book
this
out,
work?
deliver
Yeah,
lines that these niggas know they can't doubt, they spit the same. Okay. It's like 4 a.m. and we type the fuck up. Shark gang in this bitch, huh? The way I'm shitting on them, man, it's so sad. Y'all more faker than a ratchet hoes Gucci bag. I'ma ride for the team till the wheels flat. Got your shorty going crazy, she'll know how to act. Linux small, bitch, I'm straight blowing bands. Phone posits, true religion pants. She just jogged me cause my gear. I keep it pimpin', we just pimpin' over here. No cuffin', we just fucking over here. And we about
You realize trying to translate insults through Google Translate doesn't work.
Fresh dude, man, I keep it
I don't
so
know what you're trying to say,
crispy.
but you're fucking pathetic, bro.
Fresh dude, man, I keep it so crispy.
Je ne comprends pas comme toi.
I'm in this bitch with Junior, man. You can catch a straight coolin' it with some hoes I don't know, but they love the kid. And it's life as a slut, let me fuck this bitch. Been gone for a minute, now I'm back again. I'm getting kinda bored. Put a MacBook out, deliver lines that these niggas know they can't doubt, they spit the same. Well, your man giving me the same brain, so I don't complain. I mean, look at me. Yeah, you know, straight swaggin'. Cocky dude, so we gotta be bragging. Yeah, and I rep the hood. God bless my people, cause we living good. I got mistakes, talking shit. Wallet full of green. Living fast, young, I don't got time for dreams. Living fast, young, I don't got time for dreams. We in this bitch straight coolin' it. 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 I'm in this bitch straight coolin' it. It ain't my birthday, but
Pause it just for a second. Some of the news stories that have happened in the last few days, for some reason, Canada is flying warships sailing. War state, a sailboat flies a flag. Yeah, sure you are. Sure you are. So for some reason, Canada's flying warships, flying, whatever, through the South China Seas. Why would we do that? Because we love pissing off China, because we think they won't fucking stomp on us. I got news for you. The land mass we have is exactly what China's looking for. Okay, look on the whole world scale of where you can find a land mass this big with so few people that want to claim it for themselves if you wanted to take it from them. Russia? No, they got way more people, and they're allies. They don't like the way Canadians treat the world. general basic humanity. A whole bunch of things they don't like about Canada. You know what they like? We got pig farms and trees and every other goddamn thing. Here's the other news story. If this doesn't prove what I've been saying about harassment, I don't know what will. Tu n'es pas français, comme moi. There's no blood between us. You can fuck off. I speak English to you because you're nothing but a custy. You understand that? What you're typing over here don't mean nothing to me. So the other news story. We have, oh God, a history of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, things of this nature in the Canadian Armed Forces. They are doing an investigation of sorts, and they assigned a man to run this investigation who has previously written a letter in fate, like I don't know how you say this, just trying to make somebody look good, who was charged, convicted of sexual assault, which is political talk for rape, of another Canadian Forces member's wife. Okay, I know it sounds kind of convoluted. And within about 3 days of that, the Prime Minister gets on and says, "Oh, that's horrible," and it changes, right? So those are two of the things we got going on here. Give me 30 seconds to finish twisting this. These are the 1 1/4 size. They're 76 by 44. These ones are $3. I paid $3.65 last time, so $3. I guess I'm not going to complain. Why did I buy these? Because they're the ones they sell in my neighborhood. If you were French, why you call me by my last name, the screen name? Why you calling me by that? I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't even call this a vlog. I don't know what to call this. You playing games. You know what? I'm gonna start the music again.
My pockets full of cake. Fuck that morning sex. First I'm trying to wake and bake. Room full of women. Blunt full of perp. You better sell me up good for that new purse. Red bottom. She's in love with that expensive shit. Fuck feelings. I just want your lips around my dick. Gold chain. Chill shit. Like Rick.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. My French is broken as hell. The reason why is I've been speaking English 25 fucking years. Okay, my French is broken as hell. Good French YouTuber, get the fuck out of here.
I'm too slick. Like Rick, I'm too slick. Yeah. I'm straight killing this shit. Yeah. I'm in this bitch with Junior, 16, and Jason. Shark Gang, Shark Gang. And all the motherfucking names.
Oh, and if you noticed, it seems like there's videos missing. Track change, chat, and me. What are you trying to? Those aren't French words. You're not making sense. You're just randomly typing shit so the AI doesn't know that you're just trying to get people to hand over money, quote unquote, for sex, which ain't gonna happen on the internet, on this website anyway. This website don't have nothing to do with that. So what you're doing is obviously a scam. I leave my chat open to anyone, not just subscribers, and I don't put a timer on it as to how many messages. So I attract you idiots all the time. I guarantee there's a Bitcoin scam attached here. Well, you keep telling me what to say. Are you fucking stupid? Come to my face, Miss French bitch. You get a broken fucking nose. You won't make no fucking money sucking dick like that. Say this, say that. It don't work like that. Fuck your sister's birthday.
Everything designer. I'm in this bitch straight pulling.
And don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted if you're a random observer. I don't treat everybody like shit leaving these chats. This is some weirdo.
I got your bitch all on me. These pills got me rolling like 8 wheels. 300 for the bill. I do this shit for real. They call me June like the mud, but I stunt all year. Good weed, bad bitches.
They're pretending to speak French by using Google Translate because being from France makes someone sexy. Here's the problem. This channel is listed as being in English or no language. I don't do anything in French really, specifically. And you're using Google Translate to talk to me. You're not fucking French, you fucking idiot.
expensive gear. These pills got me rolling like 8 wheels. 300 for the bill. I do this shit for real. They call me June like the mud, but I stunt all year. Good weed, bad bitches, and expensive gear. My money long, like Wayne's dreads.
And I'm gonna point some out too. Just when it seems like I don't know for sure people watching whatever, I just talk like it's a camera recording, like I'm not even live. The thing here says one per. It keeps going 0 1 0 1. There's what 1 2 3 3 or 4. 1 2 3. 3 or 4 people. Salute. See, that's a normal message. Salute. Superior at you. You guys are tripping. You guys are tripping. You really are. Okay, not all of you. Some of you idiots that are trying to scam people on the internet are tripping.
I'm a king. I even got a crown on my dick.
By the way, if anybody tries to get money, Bitcoin, your home address, anything out of you off the chat on my videos, the comments, anything, don't.
Big head, I'm counting cash when I'm burning dope. Counting cash when I record. I got my little June all down your girl's throat. That's real shit. My girl is stupid thick. And it's funny cause she don't even speak English. True religion with my Olympic 60s. Fuck love, so it's middle finger to you bitches.
And then he just faded from, well, whatever. As of yesterday, I'm sort of digressing here because it really has me bewildered. If you think maybe these shows might actually have some kind of a built-in component where you max out and then the producers arrange for you to sort of shuffle off quietly. Rocco, you think that's happening with a show like Jeopardy?
I don't know what that's about. See, no, we're not going to get any news. So what's happening here? Oh, everybody's sick as fuck, and they're not counting the numbers. They're handing out vaccines today. They're giving injections. The woman's wearing a watch that is a fashion watch. It's a lady's gold watch. It's not a chronometer. She's not washing her hands. She's not using, I think I saw her use sanitizer once. But guess what? You can't use hand sanitizer with the gloves you're supposed to use when you're doing this job. I know I saw the episode of MASH too, where they're doing emergency surgery, soaking their hands in alcohol. Guess what? You can do that. If the person's going to die, if you don't, you can do that. You cannot use hand sanitizer like it's 99.9 isopropyl, because it's not. The watch, the only reason there's an exception for the watch is if the doctor is using it to check your vital signs. Okay, he's still supposed to be wearing gloves, and it would generally be, if it's a chronometer, it'll be fucking waterproof so he can wash it. Sorry, I'm upset by this shit. Your watch is fake gold. No, it's not. It's Druid Lacoste. Okay, see, you're just throwing words together. Lacoste, like the brand fashion name, I don't got nothing by that name. Okay, it's not. It's I would have pointed out that it's fogged up. I would have pointed out that it's plated, and we can see the wear and tear on the plating. It's not fake. It's real gold. It's, I don't know what carat it is. Right. Right, so the racists are coming to shut down my channel. I am terrified. Should I just leave this running with no music? This chat is, what happened today? Is everybody bored? Terrible racism here. I'm the only minority in the room, so to speak, so... that's what I just said, isn't it? Didn't I start the video saying I wanted to take a shot of this fogging up? If you were a real watch person, that would be what you know. Hey, your watch is fogging up. Oh, it's fake gold. You're hilarious. You're hilarious.
I mean, rolling like 8 wheels. 300 for the bill. I do this shit for real. They call me June like the mud, but I stunt all year. Good weed, bad bitches, and expensive gear. These pills got me rolling like 8 wheels.
Apparently, it's been 4 hours and 10 minutes since I smoked it. I don't want to call the city. I don't. I'm so sick of calling the city. What authority does the French government have in British North America, you fucking retard? You know you'll get murdered stepping on this land claiming you represent the French government taking shit over? And the government won't do nothing to us for doing it. You're fucking mouthpieces. You're hilarious. The things you're saying don't even make sense. I'll feel better in a minute, then I'll make a phone call. I'll try to. And maybe we should check the business report.
I got money on my mind. I got bitches on my dick. And I'm just trying to get rich. Me and my whole clique. Go, go, drop it low, girl. Go, go, drop it low, girl. Go, go, drop it low, girl. Go.
France is bigger than the United States Army? That's interesting. That's an interesting comment to make. As a representative of the United States Army, I've claimed this district for, yeah. So I don't know who the fuck you think you are. We're gonna murk the British to get this, and you're gonna have to go after them to try to come up against us. Who the fuck are you? $2002. Well, maybe. It's a mixtape. It's an independently produced mixtape. It's not supposed to be the craziest shit in the world. Oh, business.
Home is safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.ca and Lowe's stores today.
Now things that you use.
I never said a word about what I do. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, Slajana, good evening.
Your spelling is horrible.
Moving lower in the after-hours
And
trade.
You're misusing the diacritics.
Slashing its iPhone 13 production targets this year
The what?
due to the ongoing shortages of semiconductors. Bloomberg News, citing unnamed sources, saying Apple will cut its iPhone 13 targets by as many as 10 million devices.
So instead of $1,400, you'll pay $28.
Its chip suppliers, Broadcom and Texas Instruments. Apple has reportedly set a target of
Texas Instruments supplies Apple? Really? Did you know that? Because I didn't know that. I didn't realize it.
New models and an event in September. The first devices began shipping less than 3 weeks ago. Shares in Apple closed the day down above 30 at $141.51 and traded below $140 in the after-hours trade. All right, meantime in the United States, it's a big case of you can take this job and shove it. Anthony Accoli, TD Bank, explains.
Yeah, a record 4.3 million people quit their jobs in the U.S. in August alone. That's nearly 3% of the
This is wump, though. We've been growing at 33,000 years.
The latest JOLTS report. And what was driving it is really,
and I have sickle cell. I'll die if I don't smoke it.
Touch areas which have really been impacted by the pandemic over the past year. Now, the number of job openings in July was also revised higher to 11 million. That's a record high since the report began in 2000.
On the markets today, we had the TSX higher, up 20 points to 20,437. What with the price of oil continuing to rise, up to $80.50 U.S. the barrel. Wall Street lower ahead of a big reading on U.S. inflation tomorrow. The Dow fell 117 points. S&P was down 0.25%. The NASDAQ fell 20 points on the day. Bitcoin a little bit lower, down hovering around the 56,000 U.S. dollar mark, and the Canadian dollar at 80.17 cents U.S. This is 680 News.
Pandemic lockdowns and restrictions have been tough for many landlords, but there are brighter times ahead with Living Properties as your property manager. As a full-service...
You just spelt specialty phonetically as a white trash high school dropout from the U.S., but you hate the U.S. and you're from France, eh? I don't know you.
I ain't a lover boy.
I'll give you the same answer I give every idiot that asks me if I know somebody. I don't fucking know you.
Please play responsibly.
You keep calling me racist, but you're not specifying it. You don't like French. That's crazy, because I'm francophone and black, but now I'm a white racist anglophone. Again, it's the same fucking idiots that swear they know me from somewhere.
breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News. It's Tuesday, October 12th. Good evening, I'm Scott Burnett.
I'm Sljana Tibincic. Here's what's making news this hour.
One person is dead, several others injured after a multi-vehicle collision on Parkside Drive just north of Lakeshore.
A full closure of the westbound 401 at Highway 25 for a truck rollover. Your
So you see how it's the same person typing everything?
Leafs forward Mitch Marner leaving practice early today after a collision with Wayne Simmons. The NHL season gets going tonight, and lots of playoff baseball today. Sports at 15.
Toronto stocks higher today, along with the price of oil, a bit of red ink on Wall Street, and why it's shaping up to be a sweet Halloween for candy makers in business at 26.
680 News Time, 6:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Leah.
Obstacle whatsoever to be at the previous capacity. Whoever is afraid may not go.
I don't think I would be personally okay with it. It's a little too close for comfort for myself and my family. I think it's too fast, too soon.
A day ahead of the Leafs season opener, preparations are underway at Scotiabank Arena as the team gets set to play host to a full house.
What was more beneficial was to have 3 Leafs preseason games and 2 Raptors and 2 concerts where we operated at 50% capacity. We're able to work through a lot of these new protocols like
cleanup. Alternates westbound Derry, westbound Steeles, a westbound Fifth Side Road, westbound Britannia, all really heavy starting west of Winston Churchill, heading out towards Highway 25. And avoid Jamestown Parkway north of the 401, where it curves to go westbound towards Highway 25. It is packed, barely moving through that stretch. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Colette Desjardins.
On the westbound QEW, slow from the 427 to west of Copper, then Ford Drive to the 403 ramp, but at Appleby Line, the HOB lane blocked with a crash. Fort Erie bound on the QEW, the ramp to Centennial Parkway, a crash blocking the right lane. If you're on the westbound 403,
I'm not your anything,
right
you
now,
fucking piece of shit.
6
You
north
don't
in
own
Hamilton,
humans because
the left
you're
lane
not
blocks the crash
high
back out
enough
from the
royal
QEW.
blood to own another
Eastbound on the
human.
QEW,
I
approaching
am,
427,
and we choose not to own people. You should really look up the history. Pretty much the entire 20th century, you should study.
Wednesday. Shop incredible savings throughout the showroom, plus save the tax even on our sale prices. Visit leons.ca. Your next report, 6:11. But right now, with the forecast, Natasha.
You cannot find a Caucasian person as pale as me. You realize how stupid you sound when you say that.
Breaking temperature records during the day.
I don't have any fake anything.
Breaking overnight low temperature records, being the warmest.
I'm a minority. Where's the fried chicken? I eat beef, pussy.
Degrees. Tomorrow will be a mix of sun and cloud. Could see a couple of spotty late day showers. Not a big deal. Not a washout. And
I'm Black Power Ontario.
Tonight down to
We shoot people over dumb shit they do on the internet. Not the comments, but dumb shit they do on the internet.
680 News Time,
So just watch yourself.
We have breaking news from Hyde Park, where a multi-vehicle crash on Parkside Drive just north of the Queen.
Yeah, because you idiots won't slow down.
And 4 others injured.
680's Karen Ziolan joins us live with the latest. Karen.
BPOM, bitch. Everything you touch, we touch first, meth head. Everything you touch, we touch first, meth head.
Multi-vehicle collision happening on Parkside and Spring Road, just north of the Queensway, around 4:40 this afternoon. Paramedics say a man died at the scene. A woman was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. It's unclear if they were in the same car.
And you misspelled lose like a fucking meth head.
Serious condition. The 2 others have injuries that are considered minor. Now, Parkside remains
The caffeine stains prove they're real.
Hyde Park Boulevard for an investigation. 680 News is on the way to the scene. Stay with us as we follow this developing story. Reporting live, I'm Karen Ziolan.
680 News time is 6:04. Lawrence remains closed between Yonge and Greer this hour after.
All of a sudden, you're speaking prison gang slang. You're hilarious.
680 News, the 86-year-old was crossing Lawrence near Duplex around 2 this afternoon when she fell backwards into the street and was struck. She suffered life-threatening
What were you doing pulling up right behind her like that? I see you people do that all the time when you're driving.
Westbound lanes of the 401 remain closed at Highway 25 in Milton. This after a transport truck rolled over earlier today. The crash happened just before 1:30. Our Jordan Kurtz more from Shopper 680 with the reason why.
So we don't have any news, obviously, because all they're giving us.
that in-person learning environment because we know how beneficial it is for our students. That being said, this needs to be done in a manner that preserves the safety of the entire school community.
In addition to rapid testing, the province says PCR tests have also been deployed to respond to the outbreak.
Be cautious, preventative.
I'm going to fill in the blanks. You could deduce, you could infer what they just said. They are not testing anybody at the schools. They are never going to test anybody that's vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, up until about a week ago, you could go for rapid testing twice a week. Not 14 times a week, twice a week. Before and after every shift is when you're supposed to do the test. Oh, we're gonna bring out the tests now that there's an outbreak. Your spelling is horrible.
Take up to 10 days. I'll send it back to you, Alan.
Thanks, Brittany.
No more tests. Keep it safe. No more tests. Keep it safe.
No cut.
Gathering outside Queen's Park this morning to voice their concerns about increased class sizes in Catholic schools across Toronto. This move comes after Catholic boards were forced to make cuts to teaching staff. Parents and advocates say larger class sizes will put students, especially those who are
forced to make cuts. Why?
At greater risk of contracting COVID. And pressure is mounting on the Ford government to explain its decision to lift capacity limits at arenas, but not at some of the hardest hit sectors.
Yeah, Alan, anger is growing among gym and restaurant owners, and today tempers spiked even higher.
That happened after the Minister of Tourism, did not show up to a meeting with business leaders. Details from Matthew Bigley.
Stadiums, but not restaurants. Concert halls, but not gyms. Unlike the restrictions for capacity limits, the anger of those left out isn't easing.
We really feel like the restaurant industry is the dirt under the shoe of the economy. Nobody seems to care.
The president of the Firkin Pubs was hoping to get answers directly from the Minister of Tourism and Heritage, but on a Zoom.
That's because, one, that's what you are. Two, the Firkin Pubs. You own 24 pubs and you're crying broke? Fuck you. Do you know what they charge there for what you get compared to what they pay the employees? Now you see this last comment there, second last. These people already know I'm Afro-Dutch. You can see the safety pin right there. You see the shoulders ripped and I'm not fixing it. It's on the right side. You see the safety pin on the left side. And if you're not cluing in, you're fucking stupid. So you know who you're talking to. You're just being stupid.
Cases as soon as possible.
We are doing our utmost to reduce the likelihood of any kind of transmission or the presentation of COVID-19 in schools, and hopefully to reduce the need for any kind of school dismissal or closure, as was the case in one school out of 1,200 for the first
in one school
year so far.
Because they didn't close the other ones. They let them go to school sick.
Province, there's about 4,800 schools, and 5 additional schools are closed because of the virus. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Morton.
Here with All News Radio 680 News in 30 seconds. We'll check on gas prices. This is 680.
So what's on that other station is actually available on this website. So sometimes I forget that. So I'm not going to tune back into 640 at the moment. It's a simulcast of the nightly news. You can find it. Fuck. So much stupid shit. So much stupid shit. Fuck. See? It's Chomo upstairs. You're breaking copyright law. No, I'm not. I'm not breaking any copyright law. I'm gonna answer that hypothetical question there. Why would one show their genitals on YouTube? Because they're trying to get canceled. They're trying to get their shit deleted. It's the fastest way to get your whole channel deleted.
Switch to Search Kit.
Everybody's looking for a change right now, dreaming of being able to.
été difficile pour nous comme partout ailleurs, sauf que...
Sylvain Pagé est adjoint à la direction générale du CIS des Laurentides.
On sait que notre population va continuer à être vieillissante, donc plus de départs à la retraite que d'arrivée de jeunes sur le marché du travail. Et ça, c'est cette tendance-là jusqu'à 2031. On en a encore pour 10 ans.
Mais la rémunération.
Est pris avec cette réalité du vieillissement de notre population, mais compte tenu que c'est pire chez nous qu'ailleurs, donc on se doit d'être plus imaginatif.
Dans ces conditions, pas le choix de miser sur la relève. C'est pourquoi le CIS des Laurentides lance un programme d'ambassadeurs, des étudiants en soins infirmiers et en inhalothérapie, qui ont pour mission de faire la promotion de leur métier dans tous les établissements scolaires de la région.
C'est des étudiants qui sont déjà à notre emploi, donc qui connaissent bien les milieux, qui ont une expérience de travail-études, qui connaissent la réalité aussi de nos besoins. Donc, ils vont pouvoir aussi nous aider dans l'animation, dans la participation d'activités de visibilité. Ils vont pouvoir également peut-être participer à développer du contenu publicitaire, également être présents sur les réseaux sociaux.
Et pour convaincre, les ambassadeurs pourront mettre de l'avant des conditions de travail enviables par rapport aux grands centres urbains. C'est ce que souligne Dorota Fourreau.
Je ne fais pas de TSO. C'est sûr, ça peut arriver s'il manque quelqu'un. Je peux faire en 4 heures, puis je me mets disponible, puis il n'y a pas de problème avec ça. Je suis vraiment heureuse ici. Les gens sont souriants, les gens vous disent bonjour. C'est l'aspect familial ici que j'aime beaucoup.
Depuis le début de la pandémie, le secteur de Mont-Laurier a enregistré 19 départs d'infirmières, compensés par 21 embauches. Le défi du recrutement reste donc entier. C'était un reportage de Vincent Rességui à Mont-Laurier, dans les Hautes-Laurentides.
Vous avez une idée de reportage? Écrivez-nous à l'adresse courriel heuredumonde@radio-canada.ca.
Revenons à cet objectif d'accroître le nombre d'infirmières et infirmiers dans l'ensemble maintenant du réseau public québécois. Je le disais un peu plus tôt, Québec s'est donné pour objectif d'en ramener 4300 à temps plein. Eh bien, voici une autre illustration de l'importante pénurie de main-d'œuvre qui frappe le secteur québécois de la santé. On apprend que les objectifs de recrutement à l'étranger sont eux aussi énormes. J'en parle avec notre journaliste David Gentile. David, le nombre de postes qu'on va tenter de combler à l'étranger explose cette année au Québec.
Ouais, l'objectif de recrutement d'infirmières à l'étranger a augmenté de façon spectaculaire. Vous allez le voir, donc entre 2018 et 2022, ça a grosso modo été multiplié par 10. En 2018, on en cherchait 333 à l'étranger. Eh bien, cette année, l'objectif et d'aller en chercher 4000, donc 3500 infirmières sur le total de 4000. Mais
Scott, the Toronto stock market edged ever so slightly higher while Wall Street stocks pulled back here in the Tuesday trade. The Dow fell 117 points to 34,378 as investors took a wait-and-see approach ahead of U.S. inflation data coming up tomorrow. S&P fell 0.25%, the NASDAQ down 20 points. TSX was up 20 points to 20,437. Investors continue to look at the energy stocks, what with oil up to $80.55 the barrel. Canadian dollar advances up to 80.19 cents U.S. This is 680 News.
Are you on the sidelines when it comes?
Les plus sérieux que dans le passé. Autre solution, justement, pour tenter de le résoudre, c'est d'élargir le nombre de pays ciblés. Auparavant, on allait surtout en France et en Belgique, mais on ajoute depuis quelques années le Maghreb, le Brésil, et là, pour 2022, on ira aussi voir au Liban. Donc, voilà, c'est le portrait d'une situation qui est difficile et la solution, c'est d'aller à l'étranger, aussi loin qu'au Moyen-Orient. David? La demande venait surtout du réseau à Montréal, mais là, les régions du Québec sont maintenant presque toutes aussi à la recherche de candidats venant de l'étranger. Très clairement. Donc, le Bas-Saint-Laurent, la Gaspésie, l'Abitibi-Témiscamingue, Mauricie, centre du Québec.
Hey, so I'm kind of rude. That whole Double D's and she act cool. We riding, won't fuck with lanes. Big June with me, and free some main. Haters getting mad cause the fame growing. Fuck his bitch all night, her pussy pouring. King JR, I do it big boy. Your team full of bitch boys.
Drop it low, show me what you working with. 9 in the face, body is a 10. Big booty bitch.
So the shot is not that great, but the weed is excellent. I really hope you get your hands on something like this if you need it. If you don't, I hope you don't, because more for me.
Bring your whole friends, and we can have fun till the night ends. Tight skirt, that's the shit I do. Like long hair, thick ass. You might.
I forgot who owns that beat. Look, I'm pretty sure I know, but I forgot for a second. Oh, Jesus.
Let's go. It's Shark Gang. Shark Gang.
I'm tired of hoes acting like they run shit. And bitch niggas talking like they some shit. I mean, we doing it.
It's not fake, it's foggy.
Hungry, work hard like if we have bills monthly. Lost a couple friends and a couple hoes. Back on my A game, I call it honor roll. Shooting for 3.5 mil. Ain't bad for a nigga that's young still.
We had this bitch turned on. No fingers in the south as well.
So I told you, these people just hate everybody. The people that I say harass us, this channel, all of it, they don't just harass me. Don't get it twisted. They harass lots of people. I'm the one who'll stand up and say, who the fuck are you? You think that you can pick on little people, they're weak, they're old, they're scared, they're kids, it is going to be fine. That's not how it's going to go. So if you translate, what's happening is it's the same group of people who are Anglophobes typing their weird racist shit into Google Translate and coming up with this crap. So just so you know, when you use emoticons, they don't all display on everybody's computer the same way or every website the same way. The emoticon you're using is displaying like a super soaker water gun. Just one, it's soma un mantra.
We too high, and we gon' go harder all night. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Shake that ass, girl. Shake that ass, girl. Shake that ass, girl. Shake that ass, girl. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Most people would have pointed out, why are you wearing 2 watches? Why are the bands so loose? It looks like it's not even yours because you didn't size it right, right? Why is it fogging up? Why is the gold worn up? The wear and tear will actually show you better if the gold's real or not. Because real gold, the higher the carat, will wear off like nothing. And then paint that looks like gold-colored paint. Look at the shit you guys are saying. Like that one, that's just stainless steel, you know. By the way, I don't know how this is. I thought this was resin, but it reflects sunlight like the same as this fucking thing.
I blew up with my crew. So many bitches that each guy got too. Oh, that was your girl. Yeah, we knew about it. She didn't fuck good, so she ain't worried about it.
It's got a citizen movement in it. It's got the Guest Steel label. You could say what you want. You could say what you want about it not being a watchmaker, a clock making house out of Switzerland if you want, but it's not fake. The brand name on it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, it's not. When did I say I was rich? My name is Richard. Aside from that, when the fuck did I say that I was rich? And that's why I'll throw the word dick around like it's nothing.
My bitch.
So in about 10 minutes, it should be Alex Pearson. And about the length of this joint, it should be Alex Pearson on point. And I guarantee she's going to have some things to say about the Prime Minister. And I really want to hear them.
I'm riding with my amigos, we be going low. Gold grill shouting, man, my pockets full of hundreds. I keep this shit 100, I keep this shit 1,000. Pretty ass ego, got these bitches going crazy. I'm riding with my amigos, we be going low. Gold grill shouting, man, my pockets full of hundreds. I keep this shit 100, I keep this shit 1,000. Pretty ass ego, got these bitches going crazy. Fuck around, get smoke, talk slick, we at your throat, got your girl so wet. If I go in that pussy, I'ma need a raincoat. Shout out to my barber, Tim face, stay on point. Big bang, take little bang, you are a bitch boy. All back, show some respect, or I will take your big boy. These fools can't hold me back. Eat the beat like some Apple Jacks. Shot me free, spin 10 stacks. You bitch, her ass fat. I'm a pill. Now your boy trippy. Pretty. You ever seen a Mexican go this hard? Ladies and gentlemen,
who is it? Who is it?
You already know who it is.
But who is it?
But just in case you
Don't
didn't,
look like I live with my mom, stupid.
It's 16, bitch. Yeah, I'm a boss. Ain't talking Rick Ross. Got playing the shoot, but never bust blue balls. Fuck you all hype for a karma that's for down, man. I done lost my mind and there's nowhere to be found. I be on some chill shit you ain't about. Man, I'm killing this beat. I'm beyond reasonable doubt. Let me stunt a little. Got two bitches, I'm in the middle, man. I'm spinning hot as bars. I think I might just try to fever. Yeah, fighting on the rise and I ain't talking about.
If you're looking at these videos on my channel because you typed in the word videography, or you're wondering, I can make YouTube videos. You sure you can? Because I've noticed in the last 2 years, a shitload of people have free time on their hands, and they happen to know all sorts of cool shit they're sharing with us. And you're wondering about the types of weird shit that's going to happen, live chat, comments, and things. You'll notice all my videos got the comments turned off, but the live chat's on so I can respond to people. But I leave the comments turned off because how do I respond to that? You're going to wait till I'm not online. And this is the type of shit you'll see. And bear in mind, by the time you look at it, they'll probably have, what's the word, retracted every comment, which I didn't realize they could do at first when these people started this shit. But yeah, they can. The funny part is that it's not like YouTube doesn't know you left a comment, you know.
City got the bitch riding shotgun, big tits, big ass, but she got a little waist. Yeah, I like to fuck without the face.
I just saw something crawling on there.
Right now, we headed to the top. Right now, make a meal, make it two. Meet some bitches, fuck a few. Back to the money is how we do. We running shit, I bet you. Short gang on the rise. Right now, we headed to the top. Right now, make a meal, make it two. Meet some bitches, fuck a few. Back to the money is how we do. We running shit, I bet you. Get into the money, bro. Fuck all the bullshit. Yeah, 16.
No.
Papi Chulo, what they call me. Always rocking that new shit. Fly.
The fuck is a street artist?
Nigga, short game, we.
I've been using these machines since the 80s. You didn't know what the fucking internet was. You weren't born yet. You're gonna tell me I'm new. It's okay. Just like you tell me I'm an immigrant and I just got here and I just moved to this neighborhood and blah, 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 blah. You idiots keep saying the same things over and over. That's how we know it's the same fucking idiot over and over.
All about them presidents. Got 20 whips outside my crib. That's a rich nigga residence. Closet big as Six Flags. Hell yeah, that's hella swag. I tell her to pop that while I throw a stack all on her ass. They ask me what I'm reppin', I throw up my ass. Shark gang, we in this bitch.
501s, magnums, big money in bad hoes. Slung hard that drill shit, we running it, no Olympics though. Shark gang mafia, your girl look familiar. Trippy ass dude, so I don't really remember. So rock pure fucking chaser, sharp style, no razor. Got love for my fans, even for my haters. Turn up.
That's good, because biologically I'm 76. Biologically I'm 76. I look like I'm 56. Thank you. It's the same fucking idiots leaving the same shit. They remember me saying that. Yeah, okay.
On this peso, turn it to a euro. Ballin' like LeBron, go ring on my pinky, bro.
And I know, I usually show you the euro coins and peso coins. They're here somewhere. I can't be bothered enough.
Yes, indeed, they are silly.
Okay, I'm running through that check. Spit it all up close. Keep it real with my squad. Cause y'all niggas act like hoes. Money come and go. So all I do is spin it. Moving slow mo. Cause that purple's what I'm sipping. Okay, I'm running through that check. Spit it all up close. Keep it real with my squad. Cause y'all niggas act like
Keep pinging the router, dumbass. I've called you out 30 times since this video started. So I've called this idiot out 30 times since the video started. The next thing he's going to do is start pinging the router over and over and over. Then calling on the phone and screaming that nobody is hacking the network. You're a pedophile. That's so pathological. You can't stop using the software you got from our programmers. That's backhack shit, bro. That's a backhack. You fuck, bro. You screaming and yelling at me, oh, I'm doxing you. I don't know what you're talking about. Whoever's doxing you, that has to do with the malware you downloaded thinking you're going to harass people. You were on a kiddie porn message board when you found that, and you were dumb enough to, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to use that to get back at people. You fucking idiot. You've been waving your pet, screaming out in the street about how you're a pedophile. So we're going to lose audio shortly because they're going to ping the router like 200,000 times. Which is not my router's failing or this box. It's YouTube's encryption. Like, there's a backdoor. It's the solar winds hack, which we were reporting on 6 months before they admitted there was a solar winds hack. Go back and check. I was pointing out that it's happening over and over and over.
I'm trying to call me a zippin', I'ma blow it down by myself. Gonna be that motherfucker that's fucking all black. Pure money like my brother, now that's a fucking fact. Bitch, I'm leaning flame with that purple, not fuck that a flame. This codeine, there's one girl in my circle said she don't fuck with your team. Oh, hoe ass nigga, you snitch ass nigga, claiming that you getting money. You some broke ass niggas, I'm on that real shit, that real shit. So come fuck with my team, I be that youngin' trying to get it, trying to see the color green. Ain't get my pocket full of these bands, so tell them skinny jeans and I done met a lot of bitches that stay up on them bands.
I'm running through that check, spin it all up close, keep it real with my stuff.
Thanks so much for watching and for listening to us on Global News Radio.
For news anytime, head to globalnews.ca. Have yourself
Do that.
a great night.
Good night.
In fact, your TV might already be searching for it because you said they had heard the voice out loud. Do I roll a joint or do I try to eat? I have a horrible track record. Do I try to eat or do I roll the to watch? I'll start rolling the joint. We won't get to that for an hour. I'll open the can and then garbage will come on here.
That's outside the door.
A man has been killed in a multi-vehicle collision in the city's West End. 4 other people were injured, including one critically.
There's a new COVID vaccination priority at City Hall. Second dose conversion.
Will not give up and will not relent.
Tens of thousands of Torontonians have only had 1 dose.
After the first Toronto school had to shut down because of COVID, health officials want to reassure parents they're doing everything they can to keep students safe.
Maple Leafs are getting set for tomorrow's season opener, and Mitch Marner left practice early today. NHL season fires up tonight, and the Astros are trying to eliminate the White Sox. Sports at 45.
Money-making day on day, not quite the case though. On
Really, because he said they're selling off. 5 minutes ago, he said they're selling off.
Shoes are surging.
All the way.
Yeah, because you can't fucking walk into a store and just buy shoes anymore. That's not a real economic state. That is and there's people making use of arbitrage, but it's not what's driving up the price is not normal market conditions.
Independent MPP Rick Nichols, who's been booted out of the PC caucus because he's not going to get vaccinated, he calls a press conference and he drops this. I am announcing that I am stepping down. Here's the twist. The government filed a motion to fire him. He was already fired. So he's already fired, and he steps up to the podium and says, I am announcing that I am stepping down. That's right. You can't fire me, I quit.
Alan Carter, weekdays at noon. We are 640 Toronto.
You hear the rhetoric there? Did you catch the rhetoric?
And your weather with meteorologist Anthony Farnell. Weeknights on Global News at 5:30 and 6. And download the Global TV app to get global news for free anytime.
Oh, arigato, Mr. Roboto. Let's see how far off I was. Ah, I was so close. I was so close.
This is On Point with Alex Pearson on Global News Radio.
As annoying as it is, and I think everybody is looking forward to a hot holiday, but some Canadians even want to travel because they haven't seen family in a very long time. But we still have travel advisories in place recommending that people don't travel.
What's annoying are these rules that once again prove they are not data-driven. They are just
No. I want to hear about the Prime Minister.
Alex Pearson, back with you here on this Tuesday.
She's going to make us wait 2.5 hours.
October 12th.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But nonetheless, it felt like September. Felt like actually July and August this weekend. It was an amazing weekend. Perfect weekend to get out and decorate the house.
So it's humid, and there's mosquitoes, and it's hot, and there's no wind.
I enjoyed
and everybody has to run the air conditioner, so there's electric bill, and all the car. Everybody's driving instead of walking, so there's smog everywhere. It's been a beautiful weekend.
Nonetheless, I also hope you got out to see your family and friends, albeit according to our trusty experts. I always say experts in heading to a stadium full of screaming fans, I guess, is somehow safer than dining with our loved ones indoors. And look, if you're confused by the rules these days, it's because
O'clock this afternoon, a man was pronounced dead at the scene. A woman was taken to hospital where
now, the reason this is a #1 story is not because somebody died, but because it blocked traffic. And so, after hearing all day that traffic was blocked and suffering through that, you want to hear that this motherfucker died. That's what you want to hear.
Emergency crews are on scene. They have the road closed off in both directions. Again, this is Parkside, north of Lakeshore, south of Hyde Park Boulevard, closed off completely because of this crash.
Police are expected to provide an update from the scene shortly. Stay with 680 News as we follow this developing story. Reporting live, I'm Karen Seelman.
An 86-year-old woman is in hospital in critical condition after she was struck by a TTC bus. That happened this afternoon around 2. Police say the woman was crossing the street at Lawrence and Duplex when she fell backwards into the street. Lawrence remains closed both ways west of Yonge for the investigation.
680 News Time, 6:34. Restaurants and bars have been excluded from the list of venues that are allowed to again operate at full capacity. 680's Richard Southern reports.
Hey, you know why? Because you're eating, drinking, acting stupid, and blowing bubbles everywhere. Drop it. You knew what I meant.
The industry, I'm told, was informed over the weekend that Minister Lisa MacLeod would hold a meeting this morning to find a way forward on this issue. But 680 News has learned the minister didn't show up for that meeting, and that industry leaders, as a result, were, quote, angry and extremely frustrated. In a statement to 680 News, Minister McLeod's office says she was working in Ottawa
so I put up
today. That's why she
hashtags.
couldn't attend the meeting, and that she will, quote, continue to bring stakeholder feedback to the Chief Medical Officer of Health. We did get the chance to ask Minister Rod Phillips about this today.
The decision around the ability to have people attend at stadiums and other venues was one that was made in cooperation with the Chief Medical Officer. We will absolutely continue to work with him.
Many restaurants are angry over the fact they're operating at 50% capacity in some cases, whereas there'll be 19,000 fans at the Leaf game on Wednesday. I'm Richard Southern.
The city of Toronto is
Which has a capacity of like, what, 60,000 or some shit?
Their second dose. This comes as Toronto Public Health announces the first school.
The only way to get there is if you're vaccinated and you're related to a first responder or some shit.
The latest from City Hall.
It's called second dose conversion, and it's the new priority for the VaxTO call center.
This team will not give up and will not relent until we have reached people and convinced them to get vaccinated.
Can you send somebody to clean the fucking garbage out of the streets, please? You paid $339,000. They didn't do the work. I think you should fucking either pay me or fucking find somebody to do the work, motherfucker.
Of those people, more than 48,000 are overdue. Board of Health Chair, Councillor Joe Cressy,
So I have like 6 or 8 cans of lead weights and batteries.
It's kind of like a reminder for your upcoming dentist or doctor's appointment. Not
It's-
only
it's
are we
kind of
reminding
like-
you about your
it's
second
kind of
dose,
like-
we're also identifying any barriers you may have.
Cressy says those
No, you're not. We've been telling you the barriers, and you keep telling us that's not true. Where's the race-based data, John? It's been a year.
Health officials are trying to reassure parents that school closures won't become the norm as we move into winter. 680's Michelle Morton joins us live with the details as
School closures have been the norm in this province for 20 years. Since 99 onwards.
Silver Thorn CI is the first closure out of the 1,200
Why is it
schools
always
in the
Silver
city
Thorn?
to close due to COVID. But
Everything bad
it's not the first
associates
school
around like
closure to
4
happen in the
schools.
province. There's 5 more temporarily shut down because of the virus. Now, referring
You see,
to
make fun of the
Silver
fact that
Thorn,
it's too
Toronto's
fucking
top
big.
doctor says decision factors in closing or keeping schools open depends on what happens on the ground. Dr. Eileen Davila.
Certainly, we are working with our
Empty
school
words,
partners,
empty
with
words,
our
empty
healthcare
words.
partners to make sure that every tool at our disposal is being used to help speed forward that investigation. And we are really looking
Because
forward
the school
to,
boards have a habit
having that work,
of not using
panned out
tools,
such
paying
that we
people to
get
do work that doesn't get done, paying
in-person
people to do
learning
work they're not
environment as
qualified to
soon as we
do.
can, in a manner that's consistent with safety.
A year of being told you need to put mechanical ventilation in the schools.
213 confirmed active cases among students and 25 staff infected. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Morton.
Yeah, keep pinging the router. Keep pinging the router.
Now with them 401 remains
Prove
closed
what
at
I'm saying.
45 in Milton.
Prove what I'm saying.
Cleanup continues from a transport truck rollover. The truck rolled and caught fire just before 1:30 this afternoon. It has since been.
And I'm sure there's some wonderful dash cam video that will be appearing shortly on this website.
And it shouldn't matter the distance, because we can just as easily spread COVID going to your local Costco as you can flying for BC. I mean, and I thought about that. I don't know, because if you're on the plane, you actually need a vaccine passport. If you go to the Costco, you don't. Again, another rule that's not driven by data. Because if we go by Haju's comments there,
Costco keeps the rooftop ventilators turned on. Airliners feed you recycled air even though they don't have to.
It could happen.
Oh, because it's up in the air. Yeah, they have to compress it. They don't have to
So, yes,
recirculate
these
it.
are political
It should be
decisions
single
dressed up
flow
to
through,
look
like
like
one pass,
those
single
in charge
pass.
are
That's
in
what they call it.
charge. And they're so nonsensical, it presents like a block of Swiss cheese, including the vaccine mandate. Trudeau swore he'd never bring in, and now we have weeks until all federal
2 weeks
employees
ago
have
he
to
said
get
that.
vaccinated, or they'll be put on unpaid leave. And what
That
they
is a
fail to
constructive
explain
dismissal.
is that of the 300,000
You can sue for
employees,
wrongful dismissal.
212,000 will be exempt. Thanks again to our friends over at Black Law Supporters. 70% of the
So I
federal
think you gotta
workforce,
get permission
be it
to sue
crown
the government.
corporations or, whatever, they will be exempt. Judges, CRA employees, military members, not included. Prison guards and RCMP are. Commons and Senate.
We're exempt! I knew this would be worth listening to. We're exempt. There you go. There you go. We're exempt. We're exempt from the Firearms Act, the Highway Traffic Act, and I believe that's, we have a provincial one and a federal one.
Trudeau's zero tolerance federal mandate. is that it's all being policed using.
Remember, there's no mandatory minimum
chumps have to go
for firearms or drugs in this country anymore.
Or take our kids to hockey. And then small
Yeah,
businesses
but
have
no,
to carry out
Canada.
enforcement. We're going to have fun. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees who could just say, yeah, I got the shot. I mean, how is that for no nonsense vaccine rule? I mean, I could go on. My point is pretty simple.
Yeah, we're fucking exempt!
And either vaccines make us safe or they don't. Either all of these activities are safe or none are safe.
No,
either we all have rules or no one has rules.
That's not how. That's not how.
The fact that no one in charge
the real world works.
Or can't even come up with rules that make sense. I mean, can you be really surprised why so few people now bother to follow it? We will talk.
People tell you you shouldn't be sucking off random HIV patients for crack money. Doesn't mean you could tell me I shouldn't be with some girl I've known half my life. It's not the same thing.
Conversations with an astronaut, a real live astronaut.
We were caught up in an analogy.
We will talk to Chris Hadfield about the big rocket launch tomorrow involving one William Shatner.
So if you look at the thumbnail picture of this video, I recently saw a picture of him doing the same thing, only he wasn't hiding his face.
Some of the climate crowd may actually wish they didn't block oil. Of course, there's a world shortage of oil and fuel, and it's just a shame that we don't have any that we could get out of the ground and give to market or sell to market.
Yeah, because we don't. There is no oil in the ground. You got tar. You got bitumen. You can't turn bitumen into fucking 91 octane.
So once
There's
again,
sand fucking up your fuel injectors, valve seats, and piston rings.
And then, of course,
guarantee it.
No one in the Ford government even bothers to show up today to schedule.
You know how small they make a microchip? That's silica.
The unexplainable.
That's what's in the oil. Oh shit, that's small shit. It's fucking your engine up.
Biggest bar and restaurant owners in this country, and how it's affecting him. Stay with us, Alex Pearson. All important. This is Global News Radio.
And now it's time to go out and take a look.
No. You're 3 minutes early, motherfucker.
That both ways on Lawrence between Greer and Young, that collision investigation has cleared. But northbound Young still very slow from Blythewood up to Teddington Park.
Can I call them and tell them they're doing these injections with no fucking gloves on? Like, what the fuck?
It's closed both ways between Lakeshore and Hyde Park.
They don't like hearing nothing from me. I don't feel like telling them. I feel like waiting until they spread HIV throughout the fucking nursing homes.
Westbound QE,
because that's what they're doing.
The Mississauga
by
area,
doing
then
that.
the Ford plant down to the 403 ramp in Burlington, and then Walker's Line problems have cleared. Fort Erie bound on the QEW, the ramp to Centennial Parkway, use it. It's all open now, but we do have a
de Montréal, Laval, Lanaudière, la Montérégie et l'Estrie. Je fais le point sur tout ça avec notre journaliste Naïla Bendali. Naïla, c'est au total 200 CPE qui seront touchés cette semaine.
Oui, voilà. Aujourd'hui, c'était les travailleuses affiliées à la centrale des syndicats du Québec dans la grande région métropolitaine, vous l'avez dit. Et demain, ça sera dans la région de Québec, Chaudière-Appalaches et en Abitibi. C'est 8 000 éducatrices qui seront en grève. Et jeudi, vendredi, ça se poursuit. 11 000 syndiqués, cette fois-ci affiliés à la CSM, qui vont emboîter le pas. Et la semaine prochaine, ça sera celles affiliées à la FTQ qui vont aussi être en grève. Et tout ça, c'est pour mettre de la pression à la table de négociation avec le gouvernement. Ils dénoncent les syndicats des salaires trop bas, disent-ils, un manque de reconnaissance, un manque de ressources aussi pour les enfants à besoins particuliers. On va écouter des éducatrices qui prenaient part à la grève aujourd'hui.
On a besoin de davantage de soutien parce qu'on a de plus en plus d'enfants à besoins particuliers. Donc, on a besoin d'aide.
Des meilleurs salaires, des meilleures conditions. Depuis 40 ans, on n'a pas de conditions. C'est sûr qu'on voudrait avoir plus d'argent aussi, parce que je travaille 10 ans ou 20 ans, tu arrives à 25,15 $, et c'est le maximum.
Là, on vient de l'entendre. Au centre des revendications des éducatrices, c'est la question salariale.
Oui, tout à fait. Parce qu'une éducatrice en CPE qui a un diplôme d'études collégiales, elle commence avec 19 $ l'heure. Et après 10 ans...
What do you need that comes from Quebec? There's some foodstuffs that are made there in factories. You got dairy, you got hydroelectric. Hey, every single thing you buy comes in a plastic container, right? You ever look at the bottom of the container and see what province is stamped on there? It don't matter if you got all the product in the world. If you can't package it, you can't distribute it. We can, but you can't. I gotta change his music. I can't put that same Still Begging. Well, I guess the music don't work. I should just end this video. I just know there's going to be another tidbit. There's going to be another tidbit. There has to be. There has to be. There has to be. Are these people going to be on fucking traffic and sports and bullshit? Whatever that was. Let's see if I can make this work and get back again before everything collapses. I need to fucking put some radiation stickers on this, because when it doesn't glow, people forget. In the fucking case, the plastic is fucking cracked, so eventually the radium's gonna crumble off. Yeah, serious problems.
It's drama. Yeah. Yeah, I'm power tripping with money popping my collar on that hood shit. Fresh out of jail, straight to the dollars, got a good connect, he never ace. Oh, on a product, hit the block and watch the money rise. Bread in the oven, pockets full of stuffing. Never catch me clubbing, but I ain't show the money, then the hoes come running. Wake up, get the paper like the free press coming. But enough about that. Hold up, let me spit a rap for these assholes, bang. With a crack flow, cops in the front, and I'm dipping through the back door. Frostbite on my toes, damn, almost lost those. Running through the snow in my socks, trying to dodge fuck. My jail days was the worst days. Sipping water down juice when you thirsty. Real talk, the 3.5 for them. That's 1,276 mornings while my baby mama was out home telling me stories. They like, who your baby daddy is? Better call Maury. Used to roll up at your mama's with a bag full of Tonys and a pocket full of money. Not the kind that shit would loan me now. Sickest kid rapping still. Like someone called a doctor cause the rap is ill. Here, take another pill. Fake rappers acting still. I've been on my A game. Shit never lacked the skill. Real top. Yeah. It's that gang like shit. Yeah, homeboy. Yo. From the same side, where they might walk up or they might drop by. Yeah, I'm staying high, cause today I might die. My homie doing robberies, trying to feed his kids. A shot and now he don't do shit. I live in a cold moment, fuck yesterday, tomorrow bringing some pain. Yeah, my other homie, he a parole violator. When I seen this PO with his eyes dilated, they lock him up quicker than the secret say, see you later, alligator. Crowd surfing on the pack of haters. Tomorrow never comes, tonight is all that matters. I'm staying faded, cause I don't like who I am when I'm sober. Staring in the mirror like a old, thinking it all time.
Like the single out and keep restaurants and bars limited to certain.
88 for yesterday. That pushes down the 7-day average. And our testing positivity rate for the 2 days, 1.9%. Your green says vaccination is your best protection.
Yeah, dream. Well, I'm wide awake. This is all, that's the risk I take. Yeah, I dream. Well, I'm wide awake. Turn up to me, how it makes the fate. Yeah, I dream. Well, I'm wide awake. I might lose it all, that's the risk I take. Yeah, I dream. Well, I'm wide awake. Turn up to me, how it makes the fate. Yeah, I dream. He running out of options. Swerving through the stop signs. So cracks that cash just to pass time. Black gun, black mask, get a 4-door G-ride. Ooh, will it be like to live a G-life? All I know is sacrifice, long days, cold nights in the city where the dreams go to die. I'm puffing. On the weed cause you gotta stay high. I'm sipping on the liquor cause it gets die quicker. These are the bloodshot eyes of a killer. I put that on my flag. I'm going hard till I'm in that body bag. In the back of the cab with a brick in a duffel bag. Yeah, my pants sag as soon as the gun's back. We move on them as soon as they come in range. All grown up, still playing cops and robbers. Real cops, real guns, and real robberies. Got me dreaming about a better way. Still this rap shit help me get away. Something that they can't take away. This shit will still play even when I'm in my grave. Yeah. Fuck the law, Mr. Sophisticated.
against the jaw. Mister, when I'm done, break it down your door, you get Mr. with the shore. Yeah, I climbed from the gutter, had to grind for my bread and butter. I'd rather die than let my family suffer. Fucking undercover, eternal slumber. My voice boom, like the God of thunder. From the skits to the keys, you ain't done what I done. You ain't seen what I've seen. I keep my head in the streets when I'm serving these beans. Yeah, the gun so you don't really want to see the bell smoking.
Tap, spacebar.
Yeah, I dream while I'm wide awake. I might lose it all, that's the risk I take. Yeah, I dream while I'm wide awake. Turn up to be, I refuse to fade. Yeah, I dream while I'm wide awake. I might lose it all, that's the risk I take. Yeah, I dream while I'm wide awake. Turn up the beat, I refuse to fade. Yeah, I dream
to the bus, bring it back to the basics. Keeping the whole hood on lock with the street combination. Bringing it back to the days when Pocket Big made a statement. In the hood, ain't nothing changed. Struggle daily for the pain. I was raised the place with chronic contagion. See, I came up, able to strap hanging the pager. Hustle talking to strangers, a life of danger. See, simple, get to change, still living with things. Try to push my limit, I hate you, but love my haters. Foes on the street try to fade us, but never can phase. I nigga fucked in the head, so they label me strange. Cause I'm a touch of human nature, this nature's fucked up. Still lurking the lanes, been like that since I was young. And my girl together we walk, she taught me how to use my tongue. About that good shit, I'm high, so my pain is.
Hold on, where the fuck in the playlist are we? That's not right.
Yeah, dream. Lending ears, feel no fears.
Oh, on my playlist went poof off this player, so I did have them all in order, sort of. Had them all in one place.
Chances of isolated showers over this.
You know, and it's like open floor.
All that talking on your butt, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carried me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, bleed, ride. Till they bury me. All that talking on your butt, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like.
So you may or may not have caught this at the time that it was happening, but about a year ago, in the months preceding that, they were giving all sorts of leeway and favors to restaurants and shit, and maybe you didn't catch when you see that happen. When I see that happening, I know those favors and things, they're gonna come back to bite you in the ass after. The government at some point is gonna fuck you over or take back their favor or ignore you, and yeah, it's happening to the restaurants. My favorite moment, I wish I was wearing a body camera, GoPro or some shit. I wish. I went into Domino's that just opened up in my neighborhood and asked them how much. I forget exactly what I had. Something to the effect of how much for our pizza. What are you gonna ask them? You guys got pizza? Fucking. Oh, we're not taking cash. You're right, and I have not been back since.
System when I never pass, teacher always talking about something I don't really care about. You see, when I'm done, yeah, gotta go home. And sometimes home ain't the place you wanna go. I'm in a crowded room, but I feel alone.
And just, I'll skip it back to the beginning of the track. Don't worry. As for the watches, I've made some playlists with music on them and shit. It's not the easiest thing to navigate through YouTube. No, it's not. But if you follow around from the channel name onwards, you can find playlists with different shit. And I was considering throwing the link to this watch, but it looks like that person's not here anymore. It's not a fucking $50,000 watch, but it's not pretending to be either.
Listen to me locked up or dead. Tell me how am I alive if you save it for my head. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all ain't killing shit.
I was born for a greater purpose. Because of that, I know I make you nervous. Careful, there's a demon lurking underneath the surface. I do this in the memory of my dog dead and deceased. Every scar, every tattoo is something to me. Yeah. I would ride till they bury me. All that talking on your breath, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please.
Oh, beep, tap, 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 space bar.
Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please. No one's talking this shit. 2014, that right now. 2014.
So, the other thing was, if you're gonna make fun of, like, if you were gonna poke fun at me, point out that, so this watch has been sold as a men's watch on some sites, a ladies' watch on some sites, and a unisex watch on some sites. If you're gonna make fun of me, say, "Oh, you're wearing a ladies' watch" or some shit. Like, make a joke that makes sense and make it damn funny. For fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Instead of skip it back. He's gonna repeat the same business he did.
Vans slip-on white shoes have seen sales surge 7,800% since early September. The reason? People are turning to them to finish up their Squid Game Halloween costume. Yes, Squid Game is the...
I don't know what that is. The only thing I heard about this movie thing, whatever this series, whatever the fuck it is, the only thing I heard was that they slipped up and let a phone number show on screen. And they've edited it out, but it's still appearing in some countries or something. And it happens to be somebody's real phone number, which apparently was not intentional. And apparently 10 million fucking people called this guy because you're fucking stupid. So I don't even want to watch the movie. Vans white slip-ons. Hey, I got a pair of jail shoes here. And we call them that because it says made in China. Yeah, but they're glued together here. Back around the year 2000, it was fashionable to buy shoes that looked just like these fucking things. I swear they were the same damn shoes except they had laces. And then they started coming out with the ones that slip on. You all want to look like mental patients in fucking jail, prisoners. Oh, it's still going. That is a big block motor, but it is far away. I'm going to set up a trail cam out here on the phone pole. I will. We'll call it something like Crackheads and Camaros or something.
All that talking on your breath, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please. Ride till they bury me. All that talking on your
I don't want to call the city. I got a whole lot of fuck it in my system right now. I don't want it to bother.
Pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please. Used to skip class to make cash, just the one I never passed. Teacher always talking about something I don't really care about. You see, when I'm done here, gotta go home. And sometimes home ain't the place you wanna go. When the crowd of room, but I feel alone. He wants his mother with D and die in his arms. And then they wonder why he acts so the costs of his home. It was even betting against me back then. I was never supposed to be shit. Listen to be locked up or dead. Tell me how am I alive if you aiming for my head? Get the fuck out of here, y'all ain't killing shit. I was born for a greater purpose. Because of that, I know I make you nervous. Careful, there's a demon lurking underneath the surface. I do this in the memory of my dog dead and deceased. Every scar, every tattoo is something to me. Yeah. I'm ride till they bury me. All that talking on your breath, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please. Ride till they bury me. All that talking on your breath, they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, 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 pop. Leave them there, please.
To Kitty Car, your donation will help Canadians and you'll get a maximum tax receipt of $300. Donate at kittycar.ca.
In Markham, partly cloudy, 21 degrees. In Milton, partly cloudy and 20. Downtown Toronto, a few clouds, 21 degrees. The news watch never stops. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 7 o'clock.
Did we miss the beat? Did I miss it? You guys can go back and check. I can't.
It's Tuesday, October 12th. Good evening. I'm Scott Burnett.
And time now for an update on the roads with a check-in on Chopper.
Fuck them. That's the correct one.
Can't fuck with this. I ain't getting bail, so I run till they catch me. I ain't scared of y'all, so you have to dead me before I ever stop. I'm a giant in the fast lane. Get your toes the fuck out the way, cause this year I'm stomping on everything. Cut the cocaine and that, way less till I'm out on triple back. Fuckin' with your thicker plan, boy. Got killers across the country, just waiting for the order. Got the product from across the border. Your guns on layaway, mine on standby. Send my condolences, yeah. Heard your man died. Got that good if you're trying to get high. Just follow my lead and you gon' be fine. Yeah, I came from a place where it's easy to lose faith. Had to learn the hard way, the only way, all day long. Had to earn these scars just to write this song. I worked for the great nigga, was the music stop. No time to wish upon a star. Maybe one of my enemies feel a break today. Thinking about coming off, survival at all costs. Whatever it takes, I zero limit my state. No room for error, no room for mistakes. I'm around till they bury me. All that talking on your wet they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, leave them there to bleed. Ride till they bury me. All that talking on your wet they scaring me. Keep on pushing me, it's like you carry me. Like I won't pop, leave them there to bleed.
The reason Canada shouldn't be flying warships through the South China Sea, since it is just an act of bravado and trying to piss people off and showing people that you got a big dick you can wave around. China will chop that dick off with a fucking machete. Don't fuck around. If you said samurai sword, that would be racially insensitive and ignorant. The Canada First Defense Strategy. If you look this up, you won't find it. Why? Because we didn't do it. They were supposed to increase funding. I think it had to do with matching NATO spending or some bullshit. But regardless, they were supposed to ramp up enrollment. The goal was not to get as many people as possible into the full-time army. The goal was to get them through basic training and then fuck them. At the time, this 12 fucking years ago, we didn't do it. And through attrition, which means not replacing people who are retiring or whatever, they've reduced the number of Canadian Forces members to the point where they don't have enough people right now to do the training. They don't have enough trainers for the basic training. Yeah, that means at some point somebody is getting rubber stamped past because they showed up every day, because the trainer ain't there to double check if he really knows, I don't know, the Heimlich maneuver or whatever the fuck they got to know. I can't imagine what they have to prove. Okay? I've looked it up, but I don't care enough to remember the details. Just like to remember the medical students who were in their last year, you're now a doctor, or their second last year, or whatever the fuck. These death tolls, people don't always think about this, but if you're looking at demographics and statistics, you gotta pay attention to run, I don't know, a company or a government, insurance companies in particular. If 100,000 people die, whatever they were doing, someone has to replace them if you want everything to stay the same. So it won't stay the same. So there's no, if the economy goes down 50% and then goes up 50%, you're still down 25%. They don't like to tell you that.
Population, but if you drill down on those numbers a little bit, you find that 123,000, a little more than half of those people have already received their first dose, and 48,000 plus are already considered overdue for their second dose.
Tori says the VaxTO campaign will use tools such as highly targeted text and broadcast messages and contacting individuals wherever possible to urge people to get their second shot.
You did turn the water fountains on, I'll give them that much. All the water fountains were on. They're probably off again,
just how well the city is doing in terms of vaccinations compared to other major metropolitan cities.
As of Friday, October the 8th, compared to New York City, Chicago, and London, England, Toronto's entire population has the highest fully vaccinated rate.
Well, Davila adding that alongside
what is the passport for?
Are the best tool against combating.
Why are you choosing now to convince people to get it if they're already getting it?
As a result of strangulation, the 22-year-old woman's body was found last month in a remote area in northern Wyoming. Teton County coroner Dr. Brent Blue says Petito was
a whole bunch of black and native women missing in the same period of time, and nobody gives a fuck.
As far as the time of death,
We arrested him 3 to 4 weeks from the time that the body was found.
I'm pretty sure I shared this story before most of you heard about it.
Disappearance and remains unaccounted for. Well, after leading their division series 2-1 against the Chicago White Sox, that is, getting my colors of socks mixed up there, the Houston Astros have booked their spot in the American League
still in his
Championship
parents'
Series,
house, and they were looking to speak to him
tonight. Now, the Astros will now face off against the Boston Red Sox in a rematch of the 2018.
There's going to be a musical sample, and it'll take me right out of my buzz. Don't get me wrong, I'm not resenting that. Oh, good. Good. Everybody teamed up, found this motherfucker, whatever. You should do that every time a woman goes missing. You should do that every fucking time, and you don't. There's something like 15,000 rape kits in Tennessee that are not being processed, and the cases associated with them are coming to the end of the statute of limitations. Oh, they could process the kit and then file the charge against the DNA sample, who that identifies, and then try you in absentia or whatever they got to do to start the process so the statute doesn't expire, but they're not.
And this is Global News.
Oh, there was one more news story. I timed it wrong. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clocks. I timed it wrong.
Share your story. 416-870-6400 or 1-888-225-TALK. This is On Point on Global News Radio.
As annoying as it is, and I think everybody is looking forward to a hot holiday, but some Canadians even want to travel because they haven't seen family in a very long time, that we still have travel advisories in place recommending that people don't travel. I never thought about that until
she said that.
Oh, Patty hide you. Talk about failing upwards. I'm sorry. It's the nicest thing I can say. I don't know how she hasn't been fired. And if she stays in that position of health minister, well, nothing would shock me at this point.
So check those hashtags.
Talking to our Mercedes Stevenson, telling people don't travel. Don't travel unless it's an emergency.
What is it an emergency right now, miss?
I just want to know if I understand this. Like, we can have an election. Right, that's safe with people flying all over the country, door knocking, crowds.
The politicians telling you to stay home, going on vacations. Remember that. That's what happened over the past year and a half in Canada.
We've opened the border to the U.S. Come on in, and hey, international flights. We've just announced that you can come in too. We've got star athletes who can play sports with special exemptions. We have stadiums that can open, restaurants that say closed.
You notice the public doesn't say, "Oh, how come the military gets exemptions?" They don't even.
Patty Hyde, you're telling us don't travel. The same woman, I will point out, who back in April, who told her don't travel, don't travel, don't travel, and then took a private jet 13 times to Thunder Bay, right? Complete with her warm camembert, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah, we're just supposed to sit here, right? And then you wonder why people completely zone out, which is pretty much where I am. And I don't think I'm alone. Not because I don't feel like I have to do a part, not because I haven't done my part. We have all done our part.
Why is only the bottom half of the video fucked up?
Are just absolutely nonsensical. So do they mean anything to you? Are you still going to travel? Let me talk to, hey, Keaton Orangeville, how are you doing? Beautiful Orangeville, by the way, at this time of year.
Sorry, say that again, Alex?
I said Orangeville's very pretty at this time of year.
It is, but it gets colder, really cold.
That's okay. At least you have the beautiful countryside to stare at instead of slushy.
You need a hashtag for like Canadian entertainment.
Okay. Where are you on this? Are you listening to the rules? Are you going to park it, or are you going to travel and say to hell with it?
Okay, here's the thing, Alex, okay? How are you anyway?
I'm good, thank you. I'm probably as frustrated
fucking stuff.
as you and many others.
I'm so sorry.
100%. Okay.
9 minutes into the hour.
Relaxed, okay?
Still not sure what they're talking about.
I took it for the team, if you will, because kids were on school. They were saying, you know, we need certain percentage for schools to open up, so on and so forth, okay? I have personally never been to the doctors. I don't even have a family doctor. I'm 37 years old.
2 thumbs up, salute.
Okay? So when I took that vaccine, that made me really sick, so I was out for like 6-7 days.
Oh, okay, not 6 months though.
That vaccine. Nor here nor there, okay? Now we're here. I don't know what these people want from us. I really don't know, Alex. I don't get it.
I think they like this thing.
Like, this is madness. Oh my goodness. And no, I don't follow any of these rules, Alex. A lot of my friends and half of my family members, they're not even vaccinated, okay? I don't care.
Hey, you're going to get them all in trouble, bro. Shut up.
That's just the way it is.
All right, G. Well, thank you very much. I hope everyone stays safe, and you've done your part, so thank you.
Where was that? I didn't catch the point of that story. Did you?
You guys do remember that.
I am trying so hard here to learn something.
Nonetheless, let's talk to Christina in Richmond Hill.
I can't catch the drift from the media. There's no way the public can.
Had you?
Yeah, no, never have. No, I have not. But I just want to say,
I wander the streets at night in a jail jumpsuit, dressed like some sort of gangster pirate, collecting garbage at the storm drains. That's why. That's why. Because it's not going to get done otherwise.
I have a business too, and then we have to wear masks the whole day, which is totally fine. But I don't follow capacity because you know what? If a stadium can open, if every corporate place can open, just like they did in the winter. I'm not going to lose my business because of politics anymore. I'm so sick of it. And
the trick is to keep business booming so fast that they don't hang around.
Well,
you got to think like a crack dealer sometimes.
There's times where it's busier and there's times where it's slower. But everybody has to wear masks. We never take it off. So I don't understand why we would have a capacity in the first place because it's not a restaurant or a stadium or anything like that. So. Like, I think what the business, I was listening to you before with Charles on, you know, it's all about corporate, it's all about influence, it's all about politics. And
yeah, it's foggy. That's why you can't see it.
I keep pinching myself thinking this is like I live in North Korea or China because this is not Canada anymore at all. It's scary. And they're fixated on the vaccine. I'm double vaccinated, but if you look every day with these numbers, a third of them are fully vaccinated. So, I mean, they're still spreading it. I don't understand where the end game is. I think these medical politicians and politicians enjoy the spotlight, and they don't want us to go back to normal. I really don't. I really don't believe it anymore. It has nothing to do with health.
Hey, go pick your favorite movies from the 80s that represent the 2020s, 2010s.
On their belief that they,
I've chosen this.
Or another, they don't want to get it, right? And yet,
you can go for Mad Max. You can go for like a sewer dweller type of dude. You live up in an abandoned skyscraper. Take your pick.
Control, and it's about doing what I say, and that's about it. Because they're willing to lose those people where they serve those people the whole time without a vaccine, and now they're a threat to the vulnerable.
Yeah, now all of this is where the hypocrisy comes in.
Embarrassing, and I'm sick of it, and I don't follow anything.
With a lack of logical reasoning.
I've done my shots. I forcibly had to even get my kids vaccinated for them to participate in sports. It's sickening.
That's called coercion. Coercive tied selling is illegal if you're a bank. But this is legal somehow.
I trust you. Thank you very much.
If you want your kid to go to school, you got to take this medical care. Those are supposed to be two separate parts of the government.
It's a good feeling when you can just rant and rave and get it out of there. I get to do this every day. I get to scream at my radio. On behalf of you, I hope I do that. Not everyone agrees with it, but hey.
Art mimics life, mimics art.
I'm aware. At some point, these people in charge listen to the voices that don't seem to be getting much attention. What is
it? 9% of the population is black, and 18% of the COVID cases are black.
As we enter flu season, I'll give you the last word on this. Hello, Tom in Barrie.
Angry callers. The calls, they don't always go to calls on her show.
Well, I made your screener last, so I'm hoping this does.
Don't tell us that. Tell us the story, bro. Be about it. Don't talk about it.
You know, you know what? If Fox News was around in the early 50s, we'd still be dealing with bloody polio shots. Think of that for a moment. We'd still be dealing with
I'm not sure what he means by that.
Polio shot.
Well, I don't know what that. I don't know if we can say that. It was a different time, but people did get the polio shots. But what are the rules? What about Patty Hyde? I mean, a lot, look, 84%, over 84%, those numbers were last week, are fully vaccinated in Ontario. And we were told, Tom, to get our freedom, we need to get our vaccination. So why can't we then move on?
Yeah, if around the numbers, it comes to 75 and 85%. What the fuck's the issue?
Vaccinated, can we not get back to living?
You know what? Patty Hyde is just a lost cause. And you know, people are listening to her, and she says one thing one day, another thing another day, and so they decided that they don't see anything is valid in this. I've had mine, and I'm waiting for my third.
Hey, it's not funny, Grandpa.
I got you beat there, Tom. I got you beat. So I'm just one of those lowly AstraZeneca. I don't even know if we count in society anymore. Nonetheless,
their shots don't count for the European passport.
I can note the frustration. I feel it too. I feel it for small businesses. I hate hearing from guys like Charles who can't do what they love, what they built for decades. Again, if it made sense, I'd back it.
Which fucking one was Charles?
It's all being run by lobbyists and big money, and that's not okay. Because it's the small businesses in this country that are the backbone of the.
And 4 out of 5 will go out of business in the first year, so pay attention.
Working man anymore, can I?
It takes 5 cold interactions to make the first sale with a customer.
And then we'll talk with
I did the math in my head. It applies to everything.
Tell us about the excitement of Mr. William Shatner going to space. We've got a very busy show. All coming to you right after this. Stay with us, Alex Pearson on point, and this is Global News Radio.
On the road. First home run of the set for Altuve.
Jose Altuve had 4 runs in a...
CO2, puis tu reviens avec une molécule de O2, donc c'est une molécule d'oxygène qui a deux atomes d'oxygène, et 2 molécules de monoxyde de carbone.
OK. Donc, ça, c'est comme ça que fonctionne Moxie. Et il fonctionne déjà, n'est-ce pas, Moxie? Est-ce qu'il fonctionne bien? Est-ce que les résultats sont probants jusqu'ici?
Oui, en fait, on l'a utilisé pour la première fois à bord du robot Persévérance le 20 avril dernier. Et ça extrait environ 5 grammes d'oxygène en environ 45 minutes. Donc, pour te donner une idée, 5 grammes d'oxygène, c'est quoi? Ça te permettrait de respirer pour environ 10 minutes. Mais c'est pas la seule fois qu'on va le faire. En fait, on va répéter ça au moins 10 fois pendant la mission. Dans le fond, l'idée, c'est d'essayer de produire l'oxygène dans différentes saisons, différentes heures de la journée, différentes températures.
This is jazz. You had classical an hour ago. Damn it. Yep. No, see, I'm too picky for my own good. The issue is I'm more likely to get a copyright issue from jazz than classical. Classical recordings, if they're new, they just take the advertising money. Jazz artists have fucking opinions. Yeah, this change. What the hell is that? I've learned nothing. I got little tidbits, but I swear I know less now. What are we, 90 minutes in? I know less now about current events than I did when I started this video. A truck rolled over and caught fire, or whatever. That's... These will fucking kill you. I guess I haven't mentioned that in a while. I usually do. But it's not practical for me to not smoke while I do anything. That's how addicted I am. It's so strange to ask that question on that chat. This plant's name, the common name, is called Wandering Jew. I don't know if I could tip it up enough. It only takes that little piece and some water. That's why I went, oh shit, I forgot, because it'll fucking die eventually. Hopefully we get roots growing.
Howard Shelley with Mendelssohn on the New Classical FM, the Capriccio in F-sharp minor, opus 5. Before that, the Ave Verum by Camille Saint-Saëns, and that was sung by Les Petits Chanteurs du Montréal under Gilbert Patineau. You are listening to a little night music on the New Classical
Oh, that
FM.
night music?
We will
That's
take a
like
little
loud,
break,
bangy.
our first of the evening, and then
Okay,
return
what do you call a piano? Is it percussion or string? It's both.
The furniture, the lights.
It's the only string you play with your feet and your hands. It takes the whole.
You live in. You've been giving everything a second look. So why not take a second look at how you bank? Switch to the Scotiabank Ultimate Package and earn a
Hey, why'd you close down operations in the Caribbean while I'm complaining about things?
Interac e-transfer transaction.
So if you didn't know, Scotiabank closed all their Caribbean operations, meaning at one point you could go to Haiti or Cuba or whatever, maybe not Cuba, wherever, and use your fucking bank card at your bank's machine. You can't do that anymore. The app is real slow on my phone. Does that sound better? The app is really, it's slow. It slows my phone down. Should it kills the battery. There we go. Yeah, I looked it up. It's like $3 or $3.50 to withdraw money from your bank's bank machine in Haiti. I'm trying to cover their losses. I can't hold the beat today.
And entitlement of those who are supposed to help lead us is
I want to hear that song so bad.
But it's also, I mean, John, we're 84% vaccinated here in Ontario.
84.6 or some shit. That's 85. It rounds correctly to 85 if we're dealing with integers.
I think that there's always this real murky understanding of the expectation the government has of its citizens in this country, but especially under this Liberal government. You know, I've got my company, we've got, offices in New York and LA, and everybody's traveling freely. My business partners
The British government knows all about the
Florida at the end of the month.
Importance of keeping a big stick,
kids and wife and
laying
in-laws,
around.
etc. And folks, you kind of worry about it. You think, hey, look, am I going to create an additional layer of insecurity in terms of exposure? And if we're going to get back to normal, then that's what we do. But the messaging from the government being
saying those
confusing
words.
isn't helping anybody.
No, it does not.
You consider normal ain't gonna work
Was
again.
announced on Friday makes
Only worked for a little
sense, and
while.
It's just it really angered restaurant and bar owners, especially over the weekend. They've had time to stew on this, but concerts, sporting events, horse racing, all the big crowd draws are now.
Here's the elephant in the room they're not mentioning.
Businesses
Housing.
like the restaurants and gyms
They're not
that have to
mentioning
be
housing.
restricted with the big thumb of government. And
Your house have
this
proper
afternoon,
ventilation?
this morning, rather, there was a call
Mechanical
scheduled
ventilation
with
running
the
all the
Ford
time,
government,
and-
and apparently none of the ministers, no one in charge showed up. It was just a bunch of government staff on the line, who weren't there to answer questions, and instead.
How about multi-unit places? Do you have to pass through everybody else's personal space to get to your house?
Cloud available. She runs the happiest ministry of them all. You can't show
Your
up
neighbor
to answer
shits.
a
Can
few
you
tough
smell it? Because
questions.
guess what? You're going to get his fucking coronavirus too.
Challenge, right? What Lisa might want to answer his questions might not be what the message of the day is. And look, this meeting between the minister and restaurant.
If I do, the song will be ending. That's why I don't.
So all of a sudden, scheduling conflicts kind of doesn't smell perfectly right. But here's what I also know. I was at the Leafs game on Saturday night. And,
Lucky you.
Look, I'm a Flyers fan.
You just get to the story.
Anyways, so we went to the game. People were masks except when they were eating or drinking or shouting or whatever.
Shouting.
But
You're not allowed to
I
shout
also earlier in the week
in
I had to pick up a
venues.
gift for a baptism I was
Can't
going
sing.
to, and they literally, that store, it was a giant, it was a big store. They can only allow 2 people at a time in it. It's utterly ridiculous There needs to be
No, that's not real. No,
yeah.
hold on.
Don't be a jerk.
Nobody's
All those
50.
things.
How big is this
But
store? It only
that
has 4 for a capacity
inconsistency
limit. That doesn't make
again,
sense. That doesn't make
undermining the
sense.
message of the
Not to
actual
say it didn't
good
happen,
public
but it
health
doesn't make
messages
sense.
that should be out there. And I don't know how the government continues to want to square this circle. How do you make sure people are safe? How do you make sure vulnerable
That is what they're trying to
populations
do.
are safe? Absolutely, all of those things.
All the time.
But these inconsistencies are really going to continue to be 2 years into this, the thing that bites everybody in the butt.
It fucking
Yeah,
stinks.
let me play a clip of the CEO of.
People just did in that hallway, but it smells like we just blew out a
Let me
huge toke
play
of
you,
crack.
John,
Is what it smells like.
the comments of the CEO of the Firkin Hub group, and it kind of sets the tone of just the anger among small business. Take a listen.
It's shocking, stunned, disappointed, disillusioned, angry. I can carry on for an hour. It's embarrassing. What the government has done now has shown
When these people open their doors,
respect
just a cloud of
for the
crack smoke
restaurant
comes out
industry
apparently.
at all. The fact that you can fit 18,000 people in a stadium, eating a hot dog, shouting and screaming, and we are
We're just gonna
restricted
get water
on
anyway.
our
Damn,
patio.
it smells like crack smoke in air. Damn
It's
it!
an embarrassment to our industry.
I think he was actually being very polite, John, but it isn't fair. I mean, you read about Mark McEwen, who has spent decades building one of the highest, ticket, eating experiences in this country. He's running out of money end of month. Barbarians is struggling to stay afloat.
Nobody's fault but yours because everybody throws money at your fucking bars. I know they
to somehow stay afloat, and then they have to listen to, once again, big business gets the permission slip.
Yeah, I mean, look, Barbarian Steakhouse, it's my best friend.
What's he got, like a dozen fucking restaurants, and he's the little guy.
And he continues to fight and battle and stay positive and keep his staff hired and advocate on behalf of all the other restaurants. But I think, this is really a moment for that a lot of folks are just seeing that we have this expectation of some sort of equal application of the law from government, and it truly doesn't ever work out that way.
Not in Canada.
This is a really clear
You're not going to get that in
where
Canada.
does power reside.
Oh, study all the law you want.
Like MLSE.
I'm just the guy in the street corner telling you, don't hold your breath to
There's a
that.
reason why construction, a number of other industries were not impacted because they have the money, they have the influence, and they have the power. The restaurant owners don't, regardless of how
There's a
big
dozen
the restaurant or
cranes
the
around my
Ontario
building.
Food Administration may be. They just do not have that power to assuage government to do what they want. And that's what's happening here, plain and simple.
Yeah, it is, don't get me wrong. I am very, very happy to have everything back in business at this point. I just, I'm so tired of this, I almost swore, BS of, putting this together, because we haven't. We've chosen a lot of losers through no fault of their own, and unfortunately, they are going to pay the ultimate price. Let me take a pause there, guys, and when we come back on the other side of this conversation, we will talk about Mr. Dave Chappelle, and we will talk about what would happen if this government in Georgia now decided to go with Huawei. How do you think Canadians would react? We'll talk about
where's my phone?
We freak out in just a minute.
Oh, there it is.
Alex
Okay.
Pearson on point. This is Global News Radio.
The Toronto Transit Commission and the City of Toronto want to sell off pieces of Canada's safest transit system. Privatizing the TTC, like the McNichol Garage in Scarborough, is a disaster waiting to happen. City-delivered transit is efficient and safe thanks to QP members who ensure that emergency, electrical, and communication systems necessary for our buses, streetcars, and subway lines work properly every day. Tell the city to keep good jobs so we can keep our transit system safe. A message from QP Local 2.
You get up and you've got things to do.
You're on the move, and you need a show that can keep up with you.
That's Toronto Today with Greg Brady on 640 Toronto.
Just so you're aware, I've never heard of that show ever before in my life. This is Toronto. We get new shit all the time. I've got 40 presets. They're all full. That's the other track at half speed. You're not fooling me. I feel like I'm trying to pick a ringtone and they're all shit.
That was the Baritone Divertimento number 59, the Allegro movement.
Ah, damn it, we missed it.
Haydn Baritone Trio. You're listening to a little night music on the new Classical FM, serving the GTA at 96.3, Southern Georgian Bay at 102.9, and Eastern Ontario at 103.1 FM, all part of the new Classical FM network. Staying in the 18th century, here's some music by Charles Avison.
We're trying to learn and we're getting nowhere. That's what's up. I learned stuff. I learned that it's all pointless. So, like, what did I learn? Yeah, like, I'm back in 4th grade going, why the fuck am I here? It's sunny outside, you assholes. I would have said it in French, but we didn't get in trouble for swearing. We got in trouble for speaking English. Well, I'm not touching it. Every time I touch it, it's going to act retarded. I'm not going to touch it, though. Fuck it. So to be honest, I'm high enough, but I'm not high enough to deal with these people. So it's been a while since I did one of these. It'll be on the weather. It'll be on the weather. So I'm showing the same ones, I guess, over and over. 30 centimeters. Line it up. Let it focus. Not the greatest shot, but you can see it's pretty good read. Right. Did you come back with, you made a new account with the name you were using to try to troll us or whatever the fuck you're up to? Yeah, Orange Bud, like, there's California Orange, but there's one called Cali Orange Mist. When you inhale, you feel droplet, you feel orange juice hitting your tongue. Like, I can't explain it. Oh, a long time ago, I still remember that. We don't have keywords. I think these people think there's keywords banned in the conversation. There's not. Unless YouTube bans it. That's. You see how they're misspelling words?
Population, clearly you need 12 million of that. Sorry, 30 billion. Clearly you need 12 billion of that budget, not 10.
So as soon as I end this video tonight, I guarantee you'll be like a shooting with some craziness will happen.
When that $2 billion deficit occurs, it's the Doug Ford government that's going to be, the finger's going to be pointed at them.
Yeah, I mean, Kim, we already have the all-day kindergarten.
Ontario is going to become its own independent state.
Unless
it'll be like the unofficial 51st state.
I don't see how this would remain a long-term project, just given the economic kind of headwinds coming our way, inflation, all the things against us. I just don't see this. It's easy to make the promise, but delivering it would be.
That was like some NHRA shit that just went.
Well, I was going to say, so liberal government has been trying to promise this since I was a kid, and my friends have now had kids, and those kids have had kids. So, like, can we just start with something. Maybe the government of Ontario needs to figure out how to scale it. Maybe they should have been a part of the conversation from the beginning as opposed to stamping their feet and holding their nose and then saying, "Oh, the money's not right." Like, be grown up.
I keep running across people the last few days.
This is essentially the equivalent
So terrified of me, they're jumping out in the road to go
dinner
around me, and I'm
dinner,
confused
seeing the leftovers going, no,
because I'm normally the one stepping on the
a
road.
whole new turkey. Like,
look at me, the
we
dirtiest
need to
looks.
have a better conversation here.
Retarded, I look like this because I'm picking up garbage.
Because ultimately, the bickering and the finger pointing and the
You're
it's
standing
my
where I'm trying to
jurisdiction,
stand.
it's your jurisdiction, it's my money, it's your money. No, it's Canadians' money, it's Ontarians' money.
Bitch, you better have that money.
And, you know, to you know, say, and it almost pains me to quote my Carrick, there's only one taxpayer here. But ultimately, we all are better off when there is proper childcare, when there is take care of shift workers.
Where are you going?
Look at how people actually are employed these days. And finding ways to integrate those into school communities and all the different ways that people are learning. Those are the things that if you're being a grown-up about this and not stamping your feet about daycare and promising the sun, moon, and stars, those are the conversations you can do as opposed to haggling over the dinner menu.
What?
Yeah. Thanks for bringing up Mike Harris. Reminding me.
Yeah, I know.
Again, you had to repeat it. Shut up. If you say it a third time, we're going to have a provincial election, and he'll somehow become premier, you cocksucker. Shut up. The PC party's already in charge. If enough people die, he would become premier by law somehow.
People actually need to get childcare that's actually affordable. And talking to any one of my friends when they were having children, you know, they were thinking about getting pregnant and they were looking at how do they sign up for daycares because it took that long to work its way through the system, let alone it even being an affordable
Kid's 18, they got a letter saying they got fucking daycare.
Yeah, everyone can bark about it, but get it done. Figure it out. You're grown up.
Figure it out, or before we realize that having children is very costly. More than 75% of Canadians say the federal government, being the true government, should ban
these companies are owned by companies that own telecommunications shit.
Network. This was Nano's research polling on this, but they've also done polling, and this is no different over the last 3 years, John, where there has been a very, very sharp decrease in Canadian support of doing anything with China.
I know I'm a total monkey, simian. I really am, because the rolling paper is bigger, so I must make a bigger joint. I can't compute making it smaller.
I don't know why the Trudeau government is struggling so much with this one, other than to think that they're terrified of China. But if they say yes,
apparently not, because they just said war.
Canadians are not going to be as polite as we normally are.
Don't mix talking with smoking.
I think the problem is really quite deep, and you do very well by your audience to have one of the telco analysts from any of the large 5 banks come on and talk about the dynamic of
White
how
Widow,
this
yes.
5G network
And things like White Rhino
and between the 3 largest telephone companies being Bell, Rogers, and Telus. And so there's a split right now from an infrastructure standpoint.
There's been so many names.
Of that 5G network is provided by Huawei. And so to go back to another example, we were talking about where power and influence trumps populist needs and vote. I mean, this is going to be yet another example.
See, stop saying those words.
It doesn't matter how Canadians feel. And as awful as that sounds, there is big business at hand here, and that's why the Trudeau government does not want to put its hand anywhere near this.
There is big business at hand here.
They are smart to remain as neutral as possible because there's a ton of money at stake. And the fact that they allow some of the Canadian companies to form the relationships that they did and allow Huawei to build the infrastructure that it did is even more problematic. So there's a much, much bigger issue here.
It won't be long before they get back to the microblabs we have.
They're going to have to make a decision. And it doesn't come down to money on this one. It comes down to national security and what we want a future with our allies. Like, do we want to be on an island where we're all on our own, or do we want to open this country up to a national
security is all about money, eh?
Who knows what they could do to us.
Duffel bags of fucking money
The other
sometimes.
part of this, and John was talking about the infrastructure component, and for years what has happened on infrastructure is that one of the telcos will have a piece of infrastructure and not let the others on it, and that has created problems. Then you have municipalities like the city of Oakville, but the town of Oakville, because they like to have that.
I physically own that. That's mine.
Who decides
I can't get it set up nowhere. It's one problem after another.
Everybody there has 4 or 5 different cell phones in every household. So you've got to have this new balance.
That Huawei is 8 years old.
The infrastructure. Again, people have talked for years about we need broadband internet access. You know what? There's parts of like outer parts of Hamilton that do not have actual stable internet access.
Yeah, but they don't want it.
No, we're not talking about remote communities.
These guys cut the catalytics off their trucks. They
do not have access
what do they
to
say now?
proper
Delete
internet
or whatever.
All of that has been that the telcos have been able to run roughshod. How we have allowed
Like a
Huawei
2019 Dodge Ram with like
get
a
the toehold into Canadian culture, whether that's in their deals with Rogers or even when they were
fucking Vietnam
sponsored
era
consulting in
Cummins in it.
Canada, is utterly ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I gotta pay for this.
Ultimately, the Trudeau government has never decided to back away from their love affair with China, and Canadians continue to pay for the price for this. But they also need to get the telcos in order, and money talks.
I want to throw them at Trudeau. I got 3 pennies. That gives me 3 rounds of him doing blackface or brownface. I don't care which.
Nortel, but of course China.
Because it's not practical to force him to switch back and forth.
Properties from it, and that's
I think when we throw pennies at him, he should have to do blackface on demand.
The tale of warning. Guys, I gotta let you go there because I gotta talk to a really popular astronaut right after this. Thank you very much, guys.
Right. Is that what we were waiting for?
Thank you. That is Kim Wright and Mr. John Dwyer of Wonder Gaming.
Apparently he smokes weed.
And the man on the other side of the break is, in fact, someone who is much more qualified than William Shatner to go into space, but he's just as thrilled to watch it tomorrow.
It depends. If the aliens are coming, we need.
After this, stay with us, Alex Pearson on point, and this is
played by Pepe Romero and the Academy Chamber Ensemble.
Oh, we're
that
not
was
going through
following
this 6
classical
more
music.
times. I'm just
Playing
leaving
music
it.
of Charles Avison, the Confuria, from his Concerto Grosso
You're
number
gonna force me to change
60D.
it. Force me to
You're
change
listening to a little light music. I'm Kathleen Kajioka.
Light
Time for
music
another
or night
break.
music? It's
Then
not
we're
light
back
either. You
with
do is
violinist
banging
Nicola
and loud.
Benedetti. We'll also
You say
hear the
light or
Prague
night?
Quartet
Oh,
play some
whatever.
Mozart.
Still banging and loud. Oh, here we go.
Classical Mornings with Mike and Jean, the perfect way to start your day.
Hey, why not take some time out for yourself at 9:20 and enjoy the big piece of the morning? Listen to a lengthier chunk of music.
Dude,
by
do the
a great
yelling thing in the
composer while
morning.
You contemplate your short week ahead. I'm Mike Duncan.
6, 7 in the morning. You need
We've got
that.
a $100 Lotto 649 voucher just waiting for you when you play Match the Musician at 640. Wednesday's Lotto 649 jackpot is an estimated $6 million.
So wait, you're trying to win a contest, and the prize is tickets where you might win a prize. That's a second-hand. That's 2 contests.
Classical favorites.
That's Classical Mornings with Mike and Jean. Weekdays at
Damn
6
it.
a.m. on the new Classical FM, the nation's classical station.
The Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake presents
you know what?
a fall and holiday season with something for everyone.
No.
50, Charles Mingus fréquentait le poète Allen Ginsberg et d'autres
I don't
figures
care
du
about
mouvement
any of that.
beat.
Get back to the
Cette fois,
music.
était souvent invité chez la mondaine Peggy Hitchcock, où il y avait un puits
And
de
I swear,
lumière
if I hear
que
English
la
lyrics, I'm gonna
remplacé par
fucking flip out.
plastique bleu. Elle voulait un ciel bleu permanent et parce qu'elle n'a jamais obtenu l'autorisation d'apporter cette modification à sa maison,
That's
en guise de
linguistic
consolation,
oppression.
Mingus a composé pour elle un morceau intitulé Peggy's Blue Skylight qu'on va écouter ici. C'est un autre extrait de ce concert donné le 12 octobre 1962 à New York.
Real close to out of protection. Damn it. Oh, that's close enough. Technically, yes. But in grade 6, they transferred us to fucking English, told us we weren't applying ourselves, and then what I just said about linguistic oppression, when I hear English lyrics on the French station, it pisses me off because there's only the one French station. And it was basically the same on cable TV here, too. This is too hard. So if you think of everything you learn in school all the way up to grade 5, I did all that in French. Okay, I think all the social interacting you do from grade 6 onwards, that all happened in English. I think in French. The problem is I have to speak in English to these people, and it's a huge issue. If I misform a sentence, they want to tell me I'm speaking English wrong. It's like, no, I'm transliterating the French, and you're not understanding that. You know, you're treating me like an idiot rather than fucking admitting you understood what I meant. There's a whole bunch of examples, but I would have to think too. I don't really want to remind myself of that. Like anytime I say you, in French there's vous et tu. Okay, in English it's just you. Okay, when I say you, I mean all of you. Okay, because in French the constant, it's not the universal you that you have in English. It's different. So every time I'm talking to the cops or a company, I say you. They go, well, I didn't do anything. Nobody's talking to you personally. And I have to say that to them in what is essentially a foreign language to me. The one set of interactions we had, without repeating the whole story, at the end, I go, you speak French? That I couldn't speak for 2 seconds, and I said, not with you. After everything that just happened, and in particular because it happened in English. If I get pulled over and go back and the cops are speaking to me in French, I'm going to speak to them in French as best as I can. But they're going to know right away I'm having a hard time with the language, but that I understand them perfectly. Damn, we ran right on the end of the break, didn't we?
Prepare for it? Let's ask someone who would know. Chris Hadfield's his name. He's a retired Canadian Space Agency astronaut, engineer, science guy, singer, former fighter pilot, also the first Canadian to walk in space. The commander joins us.
So what do you think of the F-35
Alex, nice to be speaking
acquisition process as compared to replacing the CF-18s with CF-18 Super Hornets, as opposed to purchasing used F-18s from the AF-18 or whatever from the Australians?
Did you actually
Hey, how do you go to the bathroom in space? What question is he going to answer?
Into, I guess, breaking the atmosphere?
It's sort of like the experience you need to go for a flight on Air Canada. I mean, you have to be able to, do logical things in case of an emergency.
So, just for an example of this French-English thing, everything I just screamed, I screamed in English because I couldn't form that French sentence. I can't form those sentences in French.
Our technology has moved along.
So my understanding of why I think that way all took place in my brain in French.
I mean, I've done several things with Bill Shatner. I'm really excited for
Bill Shatner, eh? Holy fuck, you are familiar, eh?
But that, a 90-year-old is going to be able to just get up to the very bottom of space and see the world that way.
It's not really going to space.
He'll be fine. It's not that demanding to be a passenger on board this little ship.
Yeah, unless you're terrified of flying, which I am, so I will always just watch from afar.
So how many G-forces is that? Does anybody know?
Have spent months and months.
I know what they talk about it. Fighter jets doing 9 Gs.
This is over pretty quickly, and so you go up, break the barrier of.
Or you have to be able to do like some shit.
But he's only up there for a few minutes, correct?
Yeah, but then again, I spent 40 years getting ready to be competent to fly the spaceships that I flew, and so I think you get, what
see, the difference is you studied Star Trek. He did not study you.
The difference between, being a professional astronaut and flying the ship and doing the exploration and all that, it's the same as between a professional pilot and someone riding in the back. But still, I mean, we've never been able to do this.
You're being replaced by computers.
The cost is coming down enough that a private, it's still early days and expensive. But
I don't have a $5 bill on me, but if you have a Canadian $5 bill, flip over the back.
I mean, that's
or the front, whichever side. It's got the Canadarm and an astronaut on it. It's our contribution. You can't put nothing together without us.
I'm excited to see Captain Kirk flying in space. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it almost brings it. I mean, by the time my little guys have grown up, or by the time I'm nearing my end of life, this probably will be pretty kind of routine. What is the most distracting thing to somebody who's never been in space? Is it actually looking down and seeing the world, or is it the feeling of floating all of a sudden?
It's weightlessness. Weightlessness is so, it's like...
Really? Because most people
like
would have said it's being able to see the whole
snapped your
world.
fingers and gave you a superpower, and now you can
much of a
fly.
scientist,
You're an X-Man or Superwoman or Tinkerbell or something, and that's so cool. It makes you laugh, and you just want to play with it and be joyous about it. And then a lot of people get motion sick, you know, because it's kind of weird. But it is so cool. And when I was talking to Bill, you know, I like, don't try and record this experience for someone else. Just absorb it. Be in the moment. Really soak it up.
Because you've got a YouTube channel and he's never been on TV ever in his life, eh?
You know, be a complete sponge. And because a lot of people are going to ask you afterwards, you know, what was it like?
In other words, be present, stay off Twitter.
He's 90. How the fuck is he not going to... How's he going to tell that story more than 3 times?
Dangerous part
Don't take video. What the fuck? That was a weird fucking thing for him to say.
Rocket has ever flown. And with this particular engine, the 4th time. Any airplane you've ever gotten on, Alex, has flown thousands of times with test pilots to make sure that it's safe. So flying rocket ships, I know, I've flown 3 of them, and it's...
Well, technically every single time it's basically a new engine, and you're hoping it works.
As safe as you can get, a little hydrogen, oxygen burning engine, and, you know, they're doing their best. But
that's
there's
never gone wrong.
Pretty measurable risk. But then again, you know, Bill's 90, and he can take that risk if he wants to at this stage of life, you know.
Yeah, have no regrets, have no regrets. Do you ever see a time, Commander, when people will travel to space with, let's say, experienced, you know, astronauts like yourself? Will that be a thing, or is your job and other astronauts that who are trained like yourself, it's a different thing? We're going to keep space travel to this side of things, but we keep the research on the other side.
No, I do see that happening. In fact, I see it happening in
By the way, Canada fired every fucking scientist we have
2 Americans
like
who
3-4 years ago.
to the
Nobody talks
Space
about that.
Station with one of my classmates, a longtime Navy test pilot and astronaut named Mike Lopez Alegria. And Mike has taken those 3 guys up to the space station for 8 or 10 days. So absolutely, that's where we are. Well, it's a huge laboratory and it's very cool, but there's enough capacity up there for a few looky-loos to come up for a while and you know, be the early tasters of that new experience. You know, it's
the Chinese are going to beat us to it,
and it's sort of a natural progression. And I think everybody needs to sort of take a step backwards and look at the big picture of the technology and how fast it's moved along and how we want to integrate this into culture and society and the type of things that we're free to do. I think it's a really fascinating development, and I'm curious to see just how this is going to unfold.
No kidding. And just before I let you go, because I know you're extremely busy and in demand today, what is the general reaction from people when they get back down on the ground? Is it
Ask them what kind of weed he smokes. It's legal.
My spaceflight experiences were better than I dreamed they would be. His will be, you know, way short, you know, just not long enough to really...
He's never been in space before.
In your mouth. A tasting menu, not a full meal, but still, I like a tasting menu nobody's ever had
better
before.
Not come across as
And he's one of the very first. So he's going to come back with a lot of things to think about, and maybe that's the point.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time and your insight into this. I know that you are in great demand today, and I know you'll be watching Wednesday morning, assuming it goes ahead. But thank you today for sharing some of your insights.
Thanks, Alex.
Made in China.
Thank you. You as well. That is Commander Chris Hadfield, who...
if I was Chinese, I would get that tattoo. No, I really would, because I've seen that logo, that shape, that logo so many times in my life.
Weather permitting, so we'll see if it takes
I'm not, so it wouldn't make sense to get it.
See a gremlin on his plane's wing. It was back in 1963 for an episode of The Twilight Zone. When we come back, a top soldier in this country fighting for his reputation after the Trudeau government throws General Danny Fortin under the bus, but the courts today sided with the government, meaning Fortin will have to take this battle through the military. We will talk about that.
And what happened now? He fucked up the job he was doing and they didn't renew his contract or something? Like, what the fuck? I thought in the Army you didn't have employment law rights.
Dans quelques instants, notre soirée se poursuit sur le versant classique de notre programmation. On se quitte.
Oh, these are all gonna suck again. Motherfucker. Wow, so much for that. They got worse. All 4 stations got progressively worse all 3 times I checked them. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. What did we learn? I detected a little bit of professional jealousy. Professional jealousy. The ones. He's never been in space. I just want to hear Chris Hadfield start screaming that he's never actually been in space. He's not really going to space. He's just sort of touching that. Technically, your stupid little space station thing isn't in space either. It's technically flying in a geosynchronous orbit. It's flying as fast as it's falling. That's just a magic trick. That's all that is. For that optical illusion, really. Like the moon. It's actually drifting away, but anyway. So, I'm learning nothing. I'm learning that nobody knows anything. The one interesting thing with what they did to us with the French-English thing is it made us into code switches, what they call code switches. We code switch, which means we substitute French and English in the same sentences without trying to. It means the same thing to us. But the purists of either language, they don't like it. Music is not responding. Okay, one of these will be play if I press it the right odd or even number of times. I suspect we're running out of system, and you know what? Oh, let's see. I don't want to press this button, but let's see what happens. I may or may not come back.
Just another day around the way. My homie discovered these to vote the case. Already got that look in his eyes telling me you won't be long till he back again. Yeah, it's a fucked up world that we live in. I swear when I close my eyes, I can hear the tears of my children. So in my seat, I wouldn't hear me. Die by the code of the streets. This is the life of a G. Something that I never want.
I don't know why the audio cuts there, it just does.
Yeah, the willing is to keep my soul eternally. They call this the struggle with life. All I know is around here it gets cold at night. There ain't no food in the fridge. Mama doesn't get paid this week. Yeah, they're yelling again, so it's kinda hard to sleep. So I'm counting sheep. I'm counting how many times God don't answer me. These cold streets, only thing that welcomes me. Yeah, I'm listening to my heartbeat. Getting high, smoking weed. I hit the blunt, passed it to my dead homie. Sometimes it takes me a minute to realize that you ain't there. Spend a lot of time talking to myself like you're still here. Only thing I can do is pour my liquor on and send you my prayer. Just another day, living in the Lord. Just another day around the way. Good today, I die today. Just another day, living in the hood. Just another day around the way. Good today, I'm here to stay. It ain't unusual to hear gunshots on the block. Homicide detectives on the corner taping out the murder spot. The jack boys down the street saying, give me what you got. Little homie used to rap, he hustled hard to get that watch. So we refuse to give it up. One shell from the clock, laid him on the block.
The audio is cut so low. Here comes the Batmobile. Oh, I can hear it, but you can't hear it.
For some reason, even though the sunshine over here still rains.
Even the ceiling got water stains.
I fear I'll never change. I'll always be this way. For some reason, we just gotta learn the hard way. I pull packs to Selkirk to Broadway. I'll be repping for my city every day, all day. From your black flag cup, if you feel me. It's gang life, motherfucker, till they kill me. Kill me. Just another day, living in.
That is not the correct fucking. It's technically midnight everywhere, right? No, that's sufficient. That is not. I cannot select. I'm not sure what that. Yeah, actually, I think I did select that one. But maybe. Okay, never mind. That one's real. That one's real.
Just another day living in the road. Just another day around the way. Good today. It's here to stay.
Shit. I have to press that button 50 fucking times. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a whole bunch more, like about that many. I had these organized. I did. I don't know where you people driving to, but what? Now what's wrong? We got like 4 minutes to fill. Come on, let's not waste it with dead air.